In today's video, we're going to be reacting to a video made on our boy Gambler. Now, this video goes over some of the sort of plot holes, quote unquote, that Gambler said don't exist, but this guy thinks there's actually a lot of plot holes. So we're going to go over this video, and I say we because I brought Allons with me. He is currently unaware of what I'm saying, so I could really say anything here, and he won't know until the video is uploaded, aka he's a burger, and I'm going to upload my Sendai video before he does. Anyway, I thought it'd be fun to kind of just break down this video. Don't send hate to this guy. I've only seen a couple of clips from the video, and to be honest, there are a lot of just weird mistakes in this video that make me think this guy is a bit too overconfident with what he's saying. So let's get Allons in here, and I'm going to unmute. Wagwan, brave.
Wagwan.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen on Discord, and then we can watch the video. It's going to be a long one.
The video.
I did the intro for you, just so you know. Yeah, can I start?
What do you mean you did the intro for me?
Oh,
shit, yeah.
First, we got to agree what a plot hole is, right? So that there's no ambiguity, because I saw a couple comments, I've only seen a couple clips, where they say that he doesn't understand what a plot hole is. So, Mr. Alonzi, what do we call a plot hole?
What do we call a plot hole? A plot hole is like something in the story that doesn't make sense relative to the rest of the story.
Okay. AKA this definition that I'm putting on screen right here.
Yeah,
good enough.
I'm gonna simplify that definition because these are JJK fans, bro. They ain't gonna read that. Plot hole is when thing in plot no sense, make no sense. I've dumbed it down for them.
All right, let's get to it then.
Jujutsu Kaisen is a very
in today's video
series and for many reasons.
What's up, guys? Video.
Here, and today we'll be talking about most of the JJK plot.
I'm probably gonna 1.5 this video because it is a long one.
They're actually plot holes.
I'm Quick Rundown, and I'll be covering this video on the abundance of plot holes / ass holes in JJK, since this guy uses
plot holes / ass holes. Okay.
So he wouldn't get demonetized. Man, if you only
bro's a grade 3.
Anyways, before I get into this, I want to acknowledge that while this
okay,
video
wait. Pause.
Yeah.
Right. Run it back a little. Just run it back. I just want to hear what you said, just to make sure I'm right before I say something stupid.
Okay.
His plot holes is a substitute for ass holes, so he wouldn't get demonetized.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
Brother, first of all, I just want you to listen. This is 30 seconds into the video, bro. Look at your title, bruv.
True. So I guess he's also going to be using plot holes as the stand-in for ass holes. I mean, that's going to be kind of stupid, because everyone's going to agree or disagree with what an ass hole is, you know. Also, that's just
an
a
asshole, also,
dumb
like,
point.
An asshole. An asshole?
An
no.
asshole?
An asshole is a plot hole, sure, but a plot hole isn't an asshole.
I think I get what you mean.
Yeah, they're not the same.
Man, if you only hear second person, as it's a response to his video and I'm basically talking directly to him using the video as a framing device, I have absolutely nothing against Restless Gambler. Nothing in this video should be interpreted as a personal attack. I do not know him. Hell, I can't.
Pepe laugh.
He's just a random guy on the internet, and so am
Pepe
I.
fucking laugh.
Wait,
1 sec. I gotta take a... Alright, we're back.
Video, actually rubbing two brain cells together to defend JJK instead of just mindlessly glazing it is no small feat, and while
I hate people who do this.
My opinions are insulting for comedic
no,
effect,
he's just done the
making this video, especially as a small YouTuber with the world's worst video making schedule. So go give his video a watch if you
how often am I allowed to request a pause?
Anytime.
I made a stream response to
pause.
Go give his
Wait, I gotta see what this said.
like what parts of it are in this video.
Is this enough for YouTube to not nuke my channel to the ground? Because the last time I made a video response to someone, I got mass reported them for exposing them as a pet. Okay, well, I'm not gonna go fact check that.
Ignoring that, bruv, I hate this shit. Like, bro, he goes, I just want this video is not a personal attack. I don't mean to be like rude to Gambler or anything. 5 seconds later, bro can't even rub two brain cells together.
I think he's talking about the normal JJK fans, not just Gambler.
Okay, but it's obviously directed towards Gambler.
I mean,
like,
listen,
he's doing it, he's in the crowd.
Of the clips I've seen, it's very funny to have this disclaimer and then say some of the shit that he says, but
it's like saying, I don't mean to be rude, and then saying something rude.
Yeah. We'll see.
I made a stream response to this, but wasn't really able to get all my thoughts across due to
the music's a bit loud, buddy. Might want to turn that down.
Special guest.
What is going on?
Do you know what? I haven't watched the video, so like...
Wait, what the fuck is going on?
No, but if he just brings up points that, like, sure, we can disagree with his points, but if he's nice about it, there's nothing wrong with it, right?
No, I agree.
Like, there's nothing, it's fine. It's like, you do you, innit?
Why is there an
Maybe we're
address
just
here?
hating.
Is someone getting dogs? I don't get what's going
Since
on.
I feel
I
like
don't
this is
know,
the
bro.
height of JJK fanglazing, and I'm already planning on making a 3-part JJK critique covering every aspect of this series whose combined script page count is starting to reach the triple digits. Let's start with...
Okay. Again,
Weird flex. I don't know.
like,
Dude, I don't want to shit on people for making videos, bro, but like you gotta get to the fucking point.
Out your plot holes elsewhere.
no, but I just don't like. Again, talk
Okay,
about
wait,
what
we're gonna
you
get a
want.
definition.
The beginning of this video has this guy defining his terms, which is good and lets the viewer understand his thought process for what he'll talk about later in this video. He basically just uses a generic definition for asshole, but later contradicts himself when talking about cell reviving, which had foreshadowing and setup. To define my terms, a plot hole in a casual sense is
Cell had.
Alright,
Hold on. Cell had foreshadowing. I mean, technically, yes, I guess.
I'm just gonna say I feel like this guy has put way more thought into this than Gambler has.
Probably.
I think Gambler made a video, bro. I don't think he thought about it that much.
Oh, Gambler made a video.
Sorry, he made a video.
everyone universally agrees is terrible, with barely any foundation in the
gonna
setting
take
and
us
story
so
for
long
it
to
having
get through this.
We're never
something
gonna get
presented
through
in
that.
a way that feels unnatural, spontaneous, artificial, and/or unrealistic. Something like
Big
"Oh
words.
my rubber nen," which was the shorthand for an asshole for a long ass time. In my opinion, there are two types of plot holes. The first, where information is contradicted.
Contradiction in the plot that goes
against-
against the objective information, sure.
An
Okay,
example being
yeah,
Itachi's
I
age
like
in
that.
Naruto, and the second being when there's
Lack of plausibility explanation for an action that happens in the story.
They're kind of the same thing, but
a
sure.
lack of information, setup, inference,
Yeah,
or
I'm cool with that.
reasonability to get us from point A to point B. One such example being Gear 5, which came out of nowhere with only a single line from Kaido as setup and no prior foreshadowing.
Did Gear 5 have
Okay.
prior foreshadowing?
let's-
I don't
no,
remember.
I'm not even. I don't even want to fucking talk about that, bro.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about One Piece either, but I feel like I think people glaze that transformation because they say it's been foreshadowed way earlier. I have no idea though.
Okay, yeah, they definitely make it out to be foreshadowed in much bigger ways than it was, but it's also not. I never watched that and was like, what the hell? This specific ability wasn't foreshadowed. Like, why does it even need to be? Why is that even a whatever?
Contrivance,
Okay.
on the other hand, is a moment where the plot pulls together a series of massive leaps in logic, characterization, or coincidences so that the plot can move in the direction that it wants to go in without actually putting in the legwork to do so.
Okay, we got examples.
Save Martha!
The exact reason why plot holes and contrivances are bad is because they're what happens when a writer writes something, not because it's what would actually happen within the context of a story, but because they need it to happen to achieve the desired plot resolution, and then the stakes
I
and
hear anything
tension
about
take a hit
Gojo,
because
bro.
stakes are built on cause and effect, and the audience's knowledge of what can and can't happen. If anything can happen at any time for no reason, then there aren't any stakes, there isn't any tension, there isn't any believability, and the
Alright.
story takes a massive hit because of all of this. If there aren't any
True.
consequences or a logical cause and effect for actions, then those actions mean nothing.
Took us a long time to learn it.
I feel like there's a
We
there's a
can take
line
These beats, which are basically the beats
element
of, your
of subjectivity there, but
outline. And
in
if
general
the
I
words
agree.
And then belong between those beats, you're basically. You got something pretty boring. What should happen between every beat that you've written down is either the word therefore or but. Right? So what I'm saying is that you come up with an idea and it's like, okay, this happens, right? And then this happens. No, it should be this
Bro, I
happens.
dropped out of uni.
And
Why am I-
therefore, this
Why are we in a
Fucking
lecture, right?
this happens, therefore this happens. And that, as soon as we are able to, and literally sometimes we'll write it out to make sure we're doing it. We'll have our
Okay,
beats and we'll say, okay, this happened, but
Yeah.
then
Oh,
this happens.
I see why
and
this
that
video's an
affects
hour
this,
long.
and that does
Yeah,
that,
I mean,
and
this
that's
is
why
just-
you get a show that.
I don't
Nothing
wanna-
wrong with that. Again, I'm not hating on the.
There is
This
something
was
wrong with that. This is
application
just
to
terrible
that.
fucking like
And
video
there's
making,
so
but
many scripts we read.
I'm
No,
sorry.
but like we can
writers
think it's
and
bad, but it's
things
not.
that
It's
we
not. There's no
see-
crimes
I
being
see
committed. I'm not
movies.
gonna hate on the guy, you
You see
know,
movies, you're just
for
watching, it's like, this
Nah, I
happened,
can't.
and
Thinking
then
videos
this
in a way I
happened, and
disagree
then
I
this
can't stand
happened.
people who do shit like this. I'm sorry if you're gonna like.
It's like, this happened,
It
and
reminds
this
me when
happened,
we
and
were
this
talking
happened.
with
That's not a
Shiny
movie,
about
you
like
know, that's not a
the
story.
scaling
Like Trace says,
shit.
Those two, but because.
Like it was like something about scaling, and then Shiny's talking about like, oh, you gotta watch Ascension's video to fucking understand. It's like Ty was telling him, like,
yeah.
bro, just tell me what he said. Don't make me go watch a video. It's like, I don't need a minute and a half of a fucking lecture. Just
Actually,
give me examples, bro.
that's a good. I get what you mean, but at the same time, bro, Senshin's videos are good. I know that's not your point, but I just wanted to
As
say
for
it.
reviving his
right.
Senshin
plot
jokes.
hole, his Saiyan cells gave him a Zenkai boost. We literally know from the beginning that Cell was created using all of the Z Fighter's DNA and Vegeta, which means that he has two Saiyans inside
I'll
of him.
pay your word for it.
He acts like Vegeta
What?
and uses his moves in his semi-perfect phase and uses Goku's moves while acting like him in his perfect phase. He already has better regeneration than Piccolo
Dude,
and
pause.
uses the signature
Pause.
moves of Goku and Vegeta.
Okay.
Of course,
Pause. No, not you. I'm telling him to pause, bro.
No.
he have Zenkai boost. Him
How can he
regenerating
breathe?
from Goku, he is a total asshole. So we're already on shaky ground. 1.5 for 2 here on the hypotheticals. Overall, this video seems to be a response to
Bro,
a
why is
Twitter thread
everything blurred out? It's pissing me
some
off.
JJK fan
I
getting
think
his
he's
shield
scared of
about saying
copyright.
there are any plot holes / assholes in JJK, which only really proves my pet theory of modern anime fans being absolutely incapable.
Actually, wait.
of taking any
Before we do this,
criticism towards
pause. Actually, do pause. We've defined plot hole. Before we get into it, I want to know if you think there are any big plot holes in JJK. Not like little niche, like you know, like little nitpicky things. Like, is there any like plot holes that come to mind when you think about JJK? Like, what is it? Or ass-pulls. But let's do them separately. 'Cause they're not the
Assholes, I
same.
can name a few. Plot holes, I don't know if
There-
there's like a big one.
There are definitely ass-pulls. I have one potential thing that could, I don't even know if it counts as a plot hole. It's more so, I feel like what is more common in JJK, where there is a plot line that gets abandoned rather than
I wouldn't call that a plot
a
hole.
hole in it.
I would call
Yeah,
it
it's not, right?
No. I mean, for assholes,
So, like, 'cause-
there's so many.
I was thinking of Miwa in Sendai. That's not a plot hole. That's just something that wasn't elaborated on.
Yeah, no, that's not a plot hole.
It doesn't contradict anything, you know?
No.
I can't think of a plot hole. I don't know.
We'll see, bro. This guy says there's an abundance of them.
Maybe Kenjaku doing the black hole shit. That is a bit stretchy, but
I mean, is it though? He's like
It
basically
is a
doing
bit.
domain amp and using anti-gravity to like maximize.
no.
Yeah,
That's fine. But it's like,
I think that's an
it is-
asshole. I don't know what about
it's
plot
the-
hole.
I feel like it's both, just because like it. I hate to get scalery about it. I normally don't. I'm normally like just accept it. But that one is like, that is so jarringly above anything ever in the whole series.
I mean,
that
the way you could
I
explain
struggled
it
to get my
is
head
that
around it.
Tengen and Yuki were holding it back, so it wasn't like the full brunt of it.
I guess, yeah. I don't know. That's a weird one.
I think
Also,
it's ass-pully more than
Yuki,
plot holy.
yeah, ass pulley, sure. Also, just Yuki in general is like, yeah,
We'll get to it.
just
favorite, or in many cases first ever read manga, no matter how minuscule, due to an evolutionarily ingrained fear of their fan base getting slandered like Naruto's after the Plague of Grapes video. Not realizing
Oh,
that
I see why he's fucking blurring it. It's literally just Gambler's video.
it's Gambler's video, yeah. Well,
critique videos like
Video essays don't brainwash people. They only galvanize those with opinions that already agreed with them. Blah blah
that get
blah.
That's
popular due to
true,
their encapsulation of the
but there's
silent
nothing
majority's
wrong with
feelings on
that.
a work,
I just
meaning
don't know
that
what's
if it's
going
already
on.
popular, then that means that people already hated it, which means that there's
I'm saying
nothing you can do to
breathe,
stop
bro.
it. And any
Breathe.
attempts to do so look extremely
Bro.
childish and vain. And B, you can easily just
Fucking
block
rap
and ignore
god
the
I'm
people
listening
who
to.
constantly and go away. Hell, it worked for me when I wanted to stop seeing chibi reviews. All I had to do was mute that
Wait, have you sped it
fucking
up?
loser.
No.
Not even block, and he vanished from
Oh,
my
shit.
timeline forever.
Oh,
In
we
my
would not
personal
survive.
opinion, JJK has a lot of plot holes, contrivances, and assholes. Hell, in an earlier video I made, I listed 44 of them. But in my personal opinion, the most flagrant ones would be Nobara's revival, the fact that
How is that a plot hole?
That's not a plot hole.
Ass pull, sure.
I give it a
Plot
ass-pull.
hole, like ass pull because it's convenient she woke up at that moment.
Yep.
Right? Plot hole, no! Like, if she was confirmed dead and we never got an explanation about how she lived, then I'd see more of an argument. But it literally says in Shibuya, don't
It's
get
not-
your
it's
hopes
not-
up,
it's
she's
a
in
non-zero-
stasis,
it's a
you know? It's just
non-zero,
like,
yeah.
that's what I mean. How is that a plot hole when it, like, it's feasible, it's viable, it's just an
Society didn't
ass
want
pull,
to
they're
put
different.
his fingers into space to use Nobara to destroy the connection.
Higher ups not launching the
They have
fingers
to
to space.
That
his
is
soul
just
before-
so dumb. Why don't they launch anything dangerous into space?
Yeah, just you never have a story for anything. I
They-
don't know. This seems
they
like
use-
this is not a plot hole. This is like
Bro, they use Sukuna's fingers, yeah, as like talismans to ward off curses because they have a use. No one is predicting that the 1 in a million chance manky old finger is getting eaten by the one guy who was secretly genetically engineered to hold the finger.
yeah.
What we do, like, why would anyone know that that's going to happen? And go, in case this really, 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 really unlikely thing happens, which we don't even have the imagination to fucking think of, because of that, we should chuck them into space. Hell, what? No.
Yuji ate them, Sukuna being able to heal soul damage, while Mahito, the cursed spirit who manipulates the soul, couldn't. Mahito
What?
Sukuna can heal soul damage, but Mahito can't. Even though Mahito is the soul guy. When does Mahito
Right.
take soul damage?
From Sukuna. Takes it
guess.
from Sukuna. But like, isn't that just because like Mahito doesn't like how do you heal the soul? He can manipulate the soul, the shape of it.
Yeah, isn't that what he's doing at all times? That's like he's not ever really healing technically. He's just changing how he.
Yeah, he
form.
just changes the shape. So like, and he also cursed spirits just don't even have RCT, right? They just heal with cursed energy. Their body, they heal their cursed body with cursed energy.
Yeah.
If you can't do that, if that rule doesn't apply to the soul, then why would he be able to do it?
Yeah, this one's a little weird.
not suffering CT burnout after using his domain. This
But if I really wanted to stretch it, I'd say there's no evidence at all that really pushes any point in that, because we don't know Mahito couldn't heal soul damage.
Okay,
What if he just did?
I'm gonna like speed these up because the text is like way behind the speaking. of it.
Mahito not suffering
See this
CT burnout.
this one is like CT burnout is like the closest thing I can think of to a plot hole, top of my head. But I don't think
agree.
it's a plot hole because Gege, like from the beginning, wrote it as it becomes difficult to use the curse technique.
He did also hit a black flash right before that as well.
Well, he's talking about that at the school. At the school, he doesn't hit a black flash. He just says, "Oh, it becomes difficult to use the technique," and then like 5 seconds later, he uses it to.
Oh, he does
escape.
use it straight after, doesn't
So
he? Yeah.
I think this is just a case of Gege worded it in a way where it's like it's difficult to use, and then just said, "You know what? Fuck it. You can't use it." Basically, because even in
we got to a
Sendai,
point-
you see Uro
yeah.
like kind of do the sky manipulation, but she can't maintain it for long, and then she just gets bitten by Kurorushi. So is it a plot hole? I don't know.
Could you argue maybe it functions slightly differently for cursed spirits?
Maybe, I don't know, because
It's-
Mahito
it is
has
a bit-
always
I
felt
agree,
shorter.
like, that, and also the like I still don't understand Megami domain clashing Dagon without a sure hit. I don't get that either. That kind of stuff is the closest thing I think to it. I'm not gonna hate on that point. It's not crazy.
U.S. military subplot and the fact that multiple first world leaders know about cursed energy, alongside the fact that Meimei was streaming Gojo vs. Sukuna to the entire world, which means that, oh my god, everyone in the world knows about sorcerers and cursed energy, but nothing happens. That's not a plot hole. That's just like
Right, you could argue abandoned plot.
Yeah, it's like an abandoned plot point that then resurfaces in Modulo.
But it's not a hole.
It's not a hole. Yeah,
It
that's
doesn't
not a hole.
contradict anything. It doesn't go against anything. He's
Kusaka-
given the definitions himself of a plot hole,
Yeah, that's
and this doesn't apply to the definition.
Yeah, but this is also like addressed in Modulo anyway, so it's like, all right. Kusakabe
Yeah, I
and
don't know.
Higuruma living. That's just not a plot hole.
Okay, Kusakabe's wound was like
Barely
Nothing.
anything, bro. He was not even like Sukuna grabbed his sword with 2 fingers. Are we seriously gonna like expect to believe that he actually went all out to kill Kusakabe there? Like
So,
he just flung him away
like-
and Kusakabe lived. Like it's not that deep.
if you're saying Higuruma can't survive from that stomach injury, then why is it okay for Yuji to survive
Oh well,
from
hold
the
on,
exact
hold on, hold
same
on.
stomach injury?
Maybe he doesn't think Yuji should have survived. But also,
Whatever.
Higuruma like just awakened RCT and he was healing as he was getting carried away by.
Yeah, but then he got Shoko'd as well, right?
And Shoko, like we see him healing still as he's being carried away. So it's like
Double RCT, bro. Like,
That shit will always piss me off, bro. He was literally
fine.
like, Tengen is lying to you. Tengen is hiding something from you.
Oh
and
my
then
God, we
nothing
missed a
fucking
point.
happens.
that's not what happens.
that
That's
is
not
not
what.
what happens. Yeah,
that's
hold on.
not-
This story
Bro, I
need to hear
piss
this
me
one.
off, bro. Jay literally says that simple domains can't neutralize a curse technique. Kenjaku talking about how Dogeche
Hold on,
literature,
there's some
like
stuff is
simple
missing
domain,
here.
Simple domain researcher who obviously he was trained and taught by Yuki, who had an entire
Bro, this fucking video is killing me because it's like so poorly edited.
Takaba living, Higuruma living, Chozo.
Takaba living? Did you just say Takaba living?
Bro,
Everyone in the
what
world knows
made anyone think Takaba was even dead?
Cope. Hold on, I need to listen to this again.
Aside the fact that Meimei was streaming Gojo
Okay,
versus
yeah.
Sukuna to the entire world, which means that everyone in the world knows about sorcerers and cursed energy.
Okay.
Kusakabe living, Higuruma living, Chozo, Inamaki, and Yuji not telling Gojo about Sukuna.
They did! Gojo knew about the open domain. He did know about the open domain. They just didn't know what would happen if they clashed. Gojo literally says, because this is the portion of the video that I watched Gambler's reaction to as well. And he made a great point. Sukuna looks at the open malevolent shrine and he says to Sukuna, you can make your range bigger than this, right? Because he knows that, because he knows about what happened in Shibuya.
Yeah.
Sorry. That one is silly.
That one's not a plot hole. Let me see if I can find the panel.
Gojo just didn't know how it would interact with a regular domain. And that is all it was, because no one before that had seen them clash. So no one other than probably Sukuna, who had likely done it before, would know how that clash interacts, right? But he knew he had it.
Well, you can't see it because I'm not sharing my entire screen. Hold on.
I'm not gonna lie. This is some of these ones. There are some things in GGK where I'm like, there are some things that I'm like, okay, sure, it is a reading comprehension issue, but it's not an unjustified reading comprehension issue. Like some of it is kind of complex.
So I gotta find the interview. I gotta find the interview, but there's something in an interview where Gege says that like one of what he thinks is a strength for him as an author is that he doesn't waste time explaining every little detail. And I think this is one of those cases where like
he doesn't hold your hand.
He doesn't need to show you them like saying Satoru Gojo, Sukuna has a open barrier domain. You are fucked, and then seeing like Gojo react to that. Like clearly the way they're talking, it makes it seem like, yeah, you know what? I knew about this. I was just making sure like what I can do to win with my domain if that's like viable. And that's why then he like changes the conditions and then he keeps like fucking with the domain because that's how he sees he's gonna win this fight. And he almost does because of that.
It's just not even close to a plot hole, because even if that panel didn't exist, there's also no panel at all of Gojo expressing any kind of surprise over the open domain.
Yeah.
So even if there wasn't evidence suggesting he was told, there's no evidence suggesting he wasn't. Nothing. Like, it's silly.
Knowing how to hurt the soul, even though he was trained and taught by Yuki, who had an entire open domain. Todo not knowing how to hurt the soul.
Todo not knowing how to hurt the soul.
Why would Todo know how to hurt the soul?
Because he got trained by Yuki.
Yuki didn't know how to hurt the soul.
Yeah.
But you need to be able to see the soul to hurt it, right?
Yeah,
Yuki having an
perception of the soul.
Yuki just had an external understanding of the soul from like observing like Toji and just whatever reason. We don't know what
I'm okay with calling Yuki's soul book ass pulley. It's not a plot hole though.
That's fine. But like, yeah, because we don't know how the hell she got this information.
Also, Todo not knowing is just like such a weird point. Like, she could have just taught him like basic Jujutsu shit. Why would she just teach him about the soul as well? You know, it's like
yeah.
Like it would then make sense if Todo could, but I don't think it makes it a plot hole if Todo didn't.
That's like a scalar kind of point.
It is kind of scaly. It's
character like, can technically do this, so should tell everyone, and we know. Yeah, it's just
I don't like that point.
Even though he was trained and taught by Yuki, who had an entire fucking book on soul research and who obviously would have taught him about that.
Obviously, why?
Why?
What does Todo need to know about the soul? Why would she need to teach him that?
Bro, Yuki was on a mission completely independent of training Todo.
Yeah.
She trained Todo as a sorcerer because his life was kind of and he had potential. That's it. There was no like, you're going to be my apprentice and together we will solve the mystery of the soul. Like, nah, man. Why? Why at that point, why didn't she rock up to Jujutsu headquarters or go to Gojo and go like, yo, this is what I got, bro. What do you think?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why Todo then specifically?
Also, isn't her book like incomplete as well?
Yeah, her research is limited.
Shit like simple domain being used to neutralize Mahito CT, even though Geche literally says that simple domains can't neutralize a curse technique.
Wait, pause.
Simple domain neutralize. Okay, but that's just like different because it's Mahito, because his technique is what lets him like maintain his shape, no?
His technique is what lets him maintain his shape.
So like,
also, so I assume he's talking about the Mechamaru.
Yeah, he's talking about the Mechamaru thing.
Yeah, it doesn't. To be fair, I've been confused about this one for a long time, and every time I look into it, I find the answer after doing a bit of gymnastics, and then every time after a while, I forget what I found. So, I found some reasons it made sense, but yeah, I don't think it's crazy to be confused by this unless you've like really gone in depth on it, you know.
I'm trying to think. It doesn't neutralize techniques. That is true.
It neutralizes sure hits. Well, it neutralizes barrier techniques.
Yeah.
So people have made the argument before. The way people have explained the Mechamaru thing, which I don't know how much I buy into this, is that within the body of a sorcerer, the use of a technique is like the body of a sorcerer is like a domain in itself, right?
Oh, right. The body is the soul. The soul is the body type
With
thing.
Mahito applying that to himself, it's the equivalent of like Kenjaku's kind of weird brain barrier techniques thing that kind of Mahito's sort of doing. It would have a similar effect because it's been injected into Mahito's body that it is kind of. It's basically dictating the space that this simple domain takes up within Mahito's body is now Mechamaru's instead of Mahito's, and therefore Mahito cannot employ a technique in that space.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I get it. That's kind of gymnastics, right? Like, it's not crazy. I don't know.
We can let him have that one.
Yeah,
Kenjaku
that's not
talking about how
mad.
Tengen was lying for the main cast only for that to go nowhere.
I mean, Tengen was
I hate that shit.
lying though. Like they did not tell them that the Culling Games is based off of their barriers or whatever, and like the only way to disable the Culling Games is to effectively kill Tengen.
Literally, like
that was like Kenjaku tells us this. Let me see if I can find the panel.
that is the secret. That is the thing that Kenjaku is talking about. Tengen withholds the information that the Culling Games has been run through Tengen's barriers, and that by, killing Tengen or disabling the barriers would end the Culling Game.
Yeah.
Tengen could end it with a snap of their fingers, but withheld that information. But Kenjaku was like, he's not telling you everything, right? That's it. That's all there is to it.
Let me see if I can find the panel. I'm trying to figure out what chapter it was where Kenjaku's just like talking to himself. It's like him with a TV, right?
Yeah. But also, like, don't get me wrong. I say that. Again, I don't think... We love to go on about JJK reading comprehension. I don't think having this misconception is unreasonable. I think if you read that and didn't manage, like, to clock, like, initially, like, on a read-through, that's not... You didn't clock it, because I didn't either, right? For a lot of these things. That's fine. Like, having some misconceptions is completely fine. It's natural. You don't have to understand all the aspects of the story. But if you're gonna go, debunking other people's videos, if you're gonna go talk about it online, and like say it in a kind of loud and wrong kind of way, at that point, like read the story more. But to be fair, mistakes still happen. I made mistakes in my fucking JJK fans can't read video. It does happen. I don't think it's like unreasonable.
I can't find. I don't remember the chapter. Do you have any idea?
I don't know where it is, but I know it happens. But like, it's not a plot hole. But I don't think it's crazy for people to miss it. Basically, again, Gege really doesn't hold your hand through this stuff. He'll mention it once, and then you'll forget pretty easily. It's not a plot hole, is what I'm saying.
I agree. I don't think it's not even close to a plot hole.
Not close at all. I'm just saying I can understand why you would forget that little detail and think it's an issue, right?
Okay.
And that shit will always piss me off, bro. He was literally like, Tengen is lying to you. Tengen is hiding something from you. And then nothing fucking happens. Nothing happens. The story just never answers that. The entire
It does though,
okay.
but just read it. Just read it. And it
found
will literally, it's right there. Look, just read it.
The Culling Game includes a bomb barrier that was created based on this pure barrier by Tengen. The Culling Game has no official game master, but if the title applies to anyone, it's Tengen, even if I forced it onto him. After the Shibuya incident, if Tengen had released these pure barriers, the Culling Game would have ended and my plan would have been for naught. That is what Tengen is hiding from them.
Like
The reason Tengen didn't want to do it is because they didn't want to like undo the 1,000 years of work that they've put into like maintaining all these barriers to fight against the curses or whatever. And they had faith that everyone else would be able to fucking do it, like would solve it without them having to fucking kill themselves. So yeah, it is explained, buddy.
Of Sukuna versus Gojo and Sukuna versus Jujutsu High in retrospect, Sukuna being the king of poisons, the fact Sukuna versus Gojo and Sukuna versus... This story just never answers that! The entirety of Sukuna versus Gojo and Sukuna versus Jujutsu High in retrospect...
Okay, just the entirety of the fucking thing is a plot hole?
what do you mean the entirety of Sukuna versus Gojo?
Okay.
Sukuna being the king of poisons...
The king of poisons, I'm pretty sure that's like a mistranslation or some shit. Let me
I don't know what the actual translation
There was like a
is.
translate. It's like Sukuna, King of Poisons.
That feels kind of ass-pully, though, to me. It always has a bit. It kind of just pops up in the, what's it called? Curse Wound Death Painting arc. Where it's like, Sukuna is the king of curses and deadly poisons and is immune to all poison. It's like, alright, why? I don't know why. I don't know. That one's like, it doesn't... It's not a plot hole. It's not a plot hole. It's maybe an ass pull. But it's just a weird detail. It is not a plot hole, bro.
Okay, so the mistranslation is Sukuna being the king of lethal poisons, but Yuji does gain the resistance after eating Sukuna's finger. So that is a little weird.
Yeah, but it's just like, alright, that feels a bit random.
The fact that Todo was hidden to prevent resonance from Sukuna only for
Todo was hidden to prevent resonance from Sukuna.
to never get information from Yuji during the entire fucking fight.
For him to never get information from Yuji from the entire fight. What does that mean?
Okay. Wait, play it again. Let me hear exactly what it said.
Sukuna versus Jujutsu High in retrospect, Sukuna being the king of poisons, the fact that Todo was hidden to prevent resonance from Sukuna only for him to never get information from Yuji during the entire fucking fight.
Okay. He's saying, why doesn't it work the other way around?
Is
Alright.
it? I thought he was... I'm assuming he's mentioning Sukuna not getting information from Yuji. Like, it's not shown that he got information. I'm not sure who the subject here is.
Oh yeah, it's weird. It sounds like the way he's
sounds like
wording
he's talking
it
about
sounds like
Todo.
Todo should be getting
Yeah.
information. Wait, what?
I'm not sure. I'm assuming it's Sukuna, though, because we never do see Sukuna, like, get a brain blast from anything Yuji.
No, do you know why? It's because, okay, to be fair, this is ass pully.
This is awesome.
This is, I don't know what Gege was cooking with this, alright?
I think
but
it was just a
the
way
resonance
to explain
thing-
why these guys didn't show up until the end.
But the resonance thing, according to Yuta, later on, after this point, when I think it's like 264 or 65, it's when like Yuji reveals his finger and we learn that Yuta actually ate Yuji's finger instead of Sukuna's, and we see the little mini flashback. I'm pretty sure in that chapter, Yuta goes, this whole resonance thing is bullshit, bruv. There's no way it works like that, because it's not working the other way around.
Right.
Yuta says that's very unlikely. Todo's theory is unlikely to be true because Yuji's not getting information from Sukuna. So it's like, okay, the resonance thing doesn't actually exist. Like, it doesn't actually happen. But it's weird that Gege introduced that as a risk Todo brought up simply as a reason to not have Todo interact with Yuji before this point. So that's an ass pull, sure. But it's not really like a... I guess it kind of can be plot hole-y territory a bit, but like...
I'm trying to find the chapter.
It's a plot hole that's been like haphazardly filled up with bullshit, basically.
I'm trying to find the chapter.
I think his point about it isn't valid, but as a whole, the resonancy thing is very ass-pully.
Because it doesn't actually do anything. It's just like, that's why Todo didn't show up.
Yeah, but it's like it's just a theory Todo has, which ended up not even being true.
Okay.
Nobody deciding to test out the limits of Higuruma's
Bro,
domain
step back
during
from
an
your mic.
entire month of training resulted. Nobody deciding to test out the limits of Higuruma's
Test out
domain
the limits
during
of
an entire month
Higuruma's
of
domain. Did anyone have a curse tool? I guess they could have just given Maki's sword to someone.
I'm more upset about the fact that it takes the curse tool, not the fact they didn't work
I
out
agree
it would
with
take
that
the
one.
curse
That one's
tool.
some bullshit. That's some bullshit.
That is
an
a
ass pull.
giga ass pull.
That is
that
a
is
fucking
ass pull,
mega
ass
ass
pull.
pull.
That's not even this guy's point. Like,
They should have tested it. I don't know why they didn't. It is weird.
yeah, that one I cannot disagree with at all. That is ass. Not plot hole necessarily, but ass pull.
No. Why wouldn't they test that though?
I mean, there are so many things about the training time skip that's like, why wouldn't they do that though?
That is true.
Like, I'm still upset that Hikari never learned to output RCT.
Doesn't need it.
Everyone else needs it.
He's
Bro,
a-
he just infinite healing for everyone.
He's a burger.
training, resulting in Sukuna's cursed tool getting confiscated, even though they all have access to cursed tools. Yorozu only existing so she can lose to Sukuna and so he can have a cursed tool to be confiscated instead of his cursed technique.
Okay, chill. Saying that is the only... Listen, the Yorozu thing is kind of... It is kind of rushed. Not the Yorozu thing, the Sumaki thing is rushed, right?
Yes.
But that is just not true. It's not, not the only reason why Yorozu exists.
Yep. The whole point is to crush Megami Soul or whatever. And you can say it's good or bad, it doesn't matter. Like that is the primary goal. The Kamutoke is just like the cherry on top. It's
the
not...
Kamutoke thing is just all round terrible, but that's not the only reason why Yorozu exists.
The one who will teach you about
Kiguruma domain retardation.
love is getting completely dropped. Uro get it instead of his curse technique. The one who will teach you about love is getting completely dropped.
That didn't get dropped though. That was like answered 1 to Gojo and then B to Sukuna and then Kashimo.
That is just a skill. That is just a skill diff. That's just a reading
diff. Like,
okay. Again, there's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, let me go find the fucking thing.
No, it's just the whole point of the fucking fight. No.
Yeah. I mean, one.
Also, if you want to get technical about it, the one who taught Sukuna about love was, it was the culmination of everybody.
Yes, that. But also, the whole thing that's playing around while Sukuna and Gojo are fighting is directed at both of them. But when it's time for this chapter, it's only directed basically to Gojo because he's the one who finds fulfillment in this battle, while Sukuna gets out of it and he remains steadfast, nope, love is worthless, which then he tells to Kashimo. Let me see if I can find it.
There was a lesson to be learned both ways.
Yeah.
But the result of Gojo's actions didn't fully manifest in Sukuna until everyone had put an end to him. Or Yuji.
Where is it? So, this is Sukuna's conclusion at this point in the story. Right? Gojo gets his conclusion with the 236. And then Sukuna has this. And then obviously at the end, we get the epilogue where he's like, you know what? I'm a fucking idiot. I should have lived it differently, you know?
But which comes about because, the reason Sukuna still has that very firm ideology after beating Gojo and Kashimo is because he is in the mindset of, for as long as, my approach prevails over others' approach at life, as in, he lives, others die, he's stronger, others weaker, he wins, others lose, to him, that is therefore the better approach. That is the truth, right? In a way. But then, upon actually losing to his opposing mentality, he reflects, and he's not a hypocrite. That's the whole point, right? He's not hypocritical. He stood by exactly what he believed, and what he believed is that the victor, whoever, outlasted the other, is correct in a more subjective type of the word, right? So Sukuna basically loses, and he's like, well, my ideology lost to their collective ideology, or Yuji's, or Gojo's, whatever. And therefore, he just accepts it. He's like, okay, you were right. Sure. Because I lost. It's as simple as that, right?
Yep.
Yeah, look, he says it right there. Of course. Yeah. After all, I lost.
Yeah, it's not a draw plot point. It's not like a thing that went nowhere. It's just that you don't like where it went, I guess.
I think that's the case for a lot of
Uro
JJK
getting
stuff.
her arm back, which should make Yuta unable to do Sky Manip, and
Uro getting her arm back.
When did Uro get her arm back?
I think he thinks the girl from the Kenjaku thing was Uro.
That's gonna upset me because this is some TikTok knowledge, bro. This is some Uros from Modulo type shit we're doing here.
Uro from Modulo.
What has, because there's one panel of Uro from, that is not Uro, first of all.
We never get her name, do we?
No. Why do people think Uro would be dressed like that?
Yeah, first of all that, but also we see that her make a fucking weapon out of her hair.
She uses a technique that is just
not
sky manipulation.
Yeah, there's no reason to believe. I doubt Yuta healed her arm entirely. He just give her a stub, you know.
wait, because there is one other panel of Euro post Sendai.
It's her with her right arm and her face or whatever.
she shits herself over Sukuna appearing. 217, I think. No, 216.
Yeah.
Let me just see. Which arm did Ura lose?
Okay, she lost, I think, her left arm? Because here she's with her right arm.
That's her right. Yeah. Okay. Let me go see what arm she lost. It'll be in 179, right?
Oops.
Yeah, she lost her left. So she doesn't regain an arm. That's
I mean,
all.
we can't really see it, but yeah, there's nothing to show that she regained her arm.
I mean,
Like, we just know this is her right hand. That's a thumb.
And she lost her left. And this is the last time we see Uro in the whole series. So there's no reason to believe she regained her arm.
Yeah, the only
at
reason
all.
you can believe she regained her arm is if you think the girl with the black eyes is Uro, which that's a skill.
She isn't.
That's just a skill difference.
She literally isn't.
Yeah, she does lose her left hand.
Uses a fucking technique that is not sky manipulation. Not even close.
Yeah. That's a
And she's wearing a fucking maid outfit, bro. Like, hello?
That is a skill diff. I don't know why he made her eyes black like that.
Anti-gravity, Gojo clan having a political...
Anti-gravity? I mean,
Just as a concept.
sure, it's an ass pull, not a plot hole, though. It's just a technique that he has. I don't know what that has to do with
like,
anything.
This video would genuinely be...
I wouldn't even call it an ass pull, because, like, I mean, sure, if you want to say the guy with a technique that could counter Uro's, or what's her face, Yuki's big move is an ass pull, sure. But, like, him just having a technique called anti-gravity is not.
It would be far from perfect, but this video would make a lot more sense if you just stuck with Jujutsu Kaisen's abundance of ass pulls.
True.
Because he gave the actual definition he was going to use for plot holes, and none of these fucking points apply to the definition he gave.
True.
presence 80 years from now in the epilogues, even though...
Wait, what?
Anti-gravity, Gojo clan having a political presence 80 years from now in the epilogues, even though the only reason why they're a clan was because Gojo existed.
But didn't Yuta become, like, the head of the Gojo clan?
Yeah, that. But also, they were literally they were a big three clan before Gojo existed.
Yeah, it's just like Gojo makes them like the fucking goat clan, and also
That's
both
wrong,
of the
though.
other clans like got shafted. The Zenin clan is gone, and the Kamo clan is like completely uprooted.
God knows what even happened to that. Yeah, but like that, saying what he just said, which is the only reason the Gojo clan is like a big thing is because of Gojo, is not true. The Gojo clan has always been one of the big three clans.
Yeah, like they get Gojos every like 400 years or some shit, so it's not like they've always had a Gojo to like make it the number one clan. They've just been part of the big three.
Yuta did also then take up head of the clan position.
Yeah, so...
And no one other than Yuji is fucking close to Yuta's level after... Like, he might as well be Gojo to the verse now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, in terms of how far above everyone else he's gonna stand.
And was the strongest sorcerer by a long shot, and a person like Gojo will never exist ever again because Tengen is dead, so the Star Plasma Vessel and the Six Eyes phenomenon have no reason to crop up anymore. And so...
That's... I mean, we don't know, right?
We don't know.
We don't know how that works. That's not... why would that be an issue, though?
That's not even a plot hole.
Yeah, that's just how it would work. Why is that even a problem?
Dude, I don't get... This is a weird point. I don't understand what the thought process is there.
Reasonably, the Gojo clan should have fallen off the face of the planet. And...
Why? No one in
because
the Gojo clan... Yeah, like we said, everybody... The Gojo clan was a big three clan without Gojo needing to exist.
It's like the Zenin clan and the Kamo clan exist as a big three clan without a Gojo. Alright? The Zenin clan wasn't even strong enough to take care of Maki altogether. So they don't have to be collectively Gojo level to be a big three clan. Right? That's the point of Gojo. He stands above the rest. But like...
And the fact that
the Gojo clan is just full of sorcerers, just like the Kamo clan and Zenin clan. They're no different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For a few characters to die for pedophile Meme to rule over Jujutsu society with an iron fist and outlive the entirety of the cast as an immortal super god by siphoning off of everyone's...
No.
That's not a plot hole.
I just don't... That's just something you don't like.
That's something you don't like, and also nobody knows.
It doesn't even happen because we don't... Yeah.
Also, there's no one knows about Mei's bullshit. Like, that doesn't change anything. Just a terrible person getting like rewarded at the end. Like, yeah, it's shitty, but it's like
how
it's not a plot hole.
if you don't like it, that's I just that point is pissed me off, bro. That's
also,
not even close to
we-
being a plot hole. It's
And
just
also we
something
see
you
in
don't
Modulo
like.
with Wee being old as fuck. Like he's clearly not. I mean, I'm not gonna say it 100%, but it doesn't look like he's. I mean, the other guy looked old as fuck too, though. The shadow
Okay,
style guy, but like,
Ui also was like 5 years. He would still be in his 70s, very early 80s. So he's not like. I mean, it's not crazy to say.
No, I
he's
wouldn't
probably the
say-
same age fucking Gakuganji was, bro.
yeah,
Like,
I
you
don't
know, it's
think
not-
I wouldn't be surprised if he did it, but it's just like, it's not a plot hole. Like I gotta hear that
Yeah.
again.
Society with an iron. The fact that all it takes are for a few characters to die for pedophile Meme to rule over Jujutsu society with an iron fist and outlive the entirety of the cast as an immortal super god by siphoning off of everyone's lifespans. But you know, aside from
But she's just a normal fucking like not normal, but she's like just a grade 1. She's not gonna become a fucking.
Also, yeah, Immortal Super God is insane, Meme Glaze.
It's,
That is
yeah, actually, that is
ridiculous.
some fucking. That is some,
is
this guy is
crazy.
literally wee bro. I think that is insane. Well, I don't even think
Fucking
wee would say
Immortal
that, bro.
Super
like,
God.
Super God.
What the
While
fuck?
Yuji's still alive for like 300-400 years. If Meme ever steps out of line, he just kills her, bro. Like I don't know. It's weird.
That's
It's like
so funny, dude.
the expectation for Meme to outlive everyone and become the fucking god of the new world. Okay.
that,
That
it's
is
just minor
hilarious.
gripes, you know, it's just small stuff, mere nitpicks, even.
That is a nitpick.
But yeah, as I was making this
Okay,
video,
Modulo.
Medulo came out and seems to
How
be
long of the video is
desperately
left?
trying to answer some of these questions.
Oh, what the fuck? What'd you even talk about for the rest of it?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. This might be a 3.5-4 hour video that we're gonna make.
Bro, just run it. Just run it.
To which I'll simply say that I don't consider sequels and what they add to JJK when talking about JJK.
Why not?
That's a you problem then. That's a you problem.
That is such
Don't
a
make that everyone else's
that
problem.
is such a convenient way to do it. By the way,
Yeah. If you don't want to do that, but the rest of us do, then
that
keep it
is
to yourself,
so
bro. You can't.
stupid. That is such a stupid thing to do. What? Hold on. No.
Which I'll simply say that I don't consider sequels and what they add to JJK when talking about JJK. The manga spanning from 2018 to 2024
That's so
as a
dumb.
whole. Modulo, as admitted by Geje himself, is basically
Geje?
an entirely
Geje?
different alternate reality.
No, it doesn't. Okay, let me. No, sorry, I'm gonna go on a rant about this, right? Because it's in my video.
Can I stop? Right? Like even this thing that he put doesn't say anything because
No,
it says
I know.
it just says like expanding a part of the main story, refining some specific background setup, changing the time period, or even making a parallel story. And thus Majuro was born. None of this like even says that it's a parallel story. It just says that he has all those options.
Yeah.
And
Well, there's
Majuro
two
spawned
things.
in from that. And this is probably
There's-
poorly translated anyway.
There's there's three things actually. The first one is that this is just JJK fandom antics because people will read this, they'll find cope to go Modulo isn't canon, and then it's plastered all over the internet and it brainwashes the fucking community, right? Because JJK fans are professionals when it comes to making up their mind about something before actually having any kind of real information to base it off. But the main point is, like you said, this paragraph is him talking about the ideas that went through his mind when approached with the idea of a sequel. What could I do with a sequel for JJK? I could do the main story, like, you know, expanding parts of it, which Modulo wasn't. I can refine some specific background setup, which is an option that he didn't do because that's not what Modulo was. Changing time period, that is something he did. Or even making a parallel story. That is a possibility he considered. If we take that as him saying parallel story as in alternate universe, right? Which maybe that's what he meant, but it also has a completely different interpretation of just like he doesn't necessarily even fucking mean alternate universe or parallel world. It literally can just be wording meaning a story that runs parallel, as in not different universe, just, do you know what I mean?
Yep.
So but it's also just, you can't say it's not canon when these are just things that he was considering.
I don't know. It's like if it quacks like a duck and looks like a duck, it's probably a fucking duck, bro. Like it references things from like or early JJK shit that he set up in the epilogue of JJK connects with Modulo. Like there's no reason to believe it's like a alternate
just
story.
cope.
It's like
It's
it is
just cope. It's pure cope.
Like until Gege comes out and says this is non-canon, like there is no reason to believe it's not non-canon.
Nothing in this paragraph
Hold on, I have to
gives anything close to a confirmation.
All right, we're back. Should I play?
Yeah.
The course of events that JJK could have taken after its ending, meaning that nothing here matters when talking about JJK, the manga. You shouldn't need sequels or extended material to defend a completed work. All the questions.
But by definition, it's not completed if it has a sequel, is it?
Yeah, it's, but also, like, we've already concluded that the stuff that was tied up in Modulo was not even a plot hole to begin with. It's just, they were just abandoned, well, you know, quote unquote, abandoned plot lines that weren't followed through until Modulo. At which point, if you want to say, well, why was there that much emphasis put on these things, like the US thing in JJK, if we're not going to do it then? Why do we need, like, a sequel? Okay, fine. If you don't personally like that, I can understand it. That's chill. But, like...
To not include it as... It's like... It literally is a cherry picking, though.
But yeah, no, but you've just created this headcanon that it's not canon, and then gone, well, I don't even want to consider it. Why do we need blah, blah, blah? It's just like... It's fine if you don't like it, but if other people do, then
yeah, it's a bit...
that's fine, because that is what it was intended for, realistically. That's why Gege would have done it. So, you know...
in the work
That's
should
just a
be
personal
answered
thing.
in the work. JJK fans were desperate to claim that JJK was a complete plot holeless work when defending it before Modulo came out, so they should keep the same energy and acknowledge Modulo for what it is, a cash grab sequel trying to paint over the messy ending of JJK and pretend like it wasn't a complete mess. It's like how when people talk about
Cash grab sequel is not crazy from the point of view of Shueisha, because obviously, you know, Shueisha wants money. They chained Gege to a desk and said, make more JJK for us. Sure. But was it executed simply to be able to print pages and sell them? No.
It's just so stupid. It's just so stupid.
Gege put, effort
It reminds
into that
me of
series.
people who say, like, what was the point of even making Modulo? When it's like, brother, what is the point of any series ever created to begin with? Like, every mangaka that makes fucking manga is doing it to make money on some level. Is that a cash grab? Are you going to call Dragon Ball a cash grab? Or are you going to call Bleach a cash grab? Because everything wants to make money.
Dragon Ball is most definitely a cash grab.
Yes, but it's like the toys and stuff, but not like the original series. But like, it's just so crazy to me that you're going to call it a cash grab. I mean, you're only right, like you said, in the sense of like, yeah, Shueisha probably is fucking happy about this. But like, Gege has something to say with Modulo. Like the whole aspect of Modulo, the whole central theme of like immigrants coming into Earth, and like the whole conflict that arises with that, that is literally what is happening in Japan, and like a big issue there, where you have a lot of like super conservative people that are way racist, and Gege is tackling that issue. So he has something to say with Modulo beyond just it making money. So this is so stupid. This is such a stupid point. I don't even know where to begin with it.
But also, I hate the mindset from people of, okay, sure, you don't like Modulo, you don't see the point personally, whatever. Cool. I don't get it, but sure. Personal preference, you know? I hate the fucking self-centered mindset of, well, it shouldn't have even existed because I don't like it.
Yes.
Here's an idea. How about you just don't read it?
True.
You don't like it? Okay, but if someone else, if even one person, it's the same with a video, right? Why'd you even make this video? Right? If I get one comment or I see one like on the video, I'm like, it made someone's day, someone enjoyed it. That is all that matters, bro. Because if your life is being made worse by the existence of some random guy in Japan writing a manga that you didn't enjoy, then you need to go outside more. It's as simple as that. Unless it's Boruto, and then it's valid.
Okay, bro.
Star Wars, they ignore the sequels which killed everyone off, nullified all the hard work the main characters put into changing the system, and made the world start back from square
This is all
zero,
you, I don't know
which
shit about
Modulo
this.
ironically does, given that the cycle of curses still exists and JJK's world is
Alright, but the difference is the Star Wars
Stop.
Hell, it
sequels
seems
suck.
as if things have actually
Modulo
gone
doesn't.
in reverse. People think that curses only come from Tokyo, Jujutsu
Okay, is that what does that have to do with anything? Hold on.
really does, given that the cycle of curses still exists.
Cycle
and
of curses still
JJK's world
exists.
is still focused around strength. Hell, it seems as if things have actually gone in reverse. People think that
Things have gone in reverse. People think curses only appear in Tokyo.
curses only come from Tokyo. Jujutsu text still has people running away from it, implying that the school itself wasn't changed.
Implying that the school itself wasn't changed.
Okay,
This guy could just be a
Right.
fucking pensioner, bro.
here's something that a lot of people don't, myself included, for original JGK, right? There's the whole theme of like Gojo's dream and changing Jujutsu society, right? Making the improvements, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people have the mindset that, you know, everything was the way it was, and then the big event happens, you know, the Culling Games, Shinjuku, and that the series would end, and suddenly Gojo's ideal has been reached. But it was never about that. It was never going to work that way. The whole point was Gojo handing his dream off to Yuji to continue his work. It is a realistic, right? Realistic, slow, and generational change. Not everything is going to immediately be sunshines and rainbows and everything's fixed. And because now people read Modulo and they're like, oh, look at the clans and look at what's happening. Everything's not perfect. They're still making these mistakes. Oh, what was even the point in JJK? Gojo's dream, bruv. The whole point is showing slow growth, right? You see, Yuta's son Iori has the old sorcerer mindset, but then as you go down the generations, Yuka and Tsurugi then have the whole thing with Maki telling Tsurugi that she would have done it differently, passing on that knowledge, right? And experience for them to then reflect, and they make little improvements, and then their kids will make little improvements. And it's like, it's this long-running passing the torch kind of thing that Gojo did with Yuji in general, where we're making this realistic improvement instead of this overnight switch. That's what I liked. That's what I thought the role of Iori was. Like, that's what I thought the role of Iori was. That's what I really liked about the Maki dialogue with Kid Tsurugi that got extended in the final chapter, or one of the final chapters. I also really like the parallel between like Tsurugi and Yuka's mum and Maki's mum, where at first they sound very similar, and Tsurugi and Yuka's mum still seems to be kind of grounded in that strange kind of like, she couldn't face her kids when saying she was proud of them, right? She complained to their face and told them they were doing stuff wrong, was being controlling to their face, but as soon as she got behind that door, she then told them the exact opposite of what Maki's mum said, you know, which Maki's mum didn't say that until she was dead, right? She couldn't say it to Maki in any capacity. But instead now, we have this subtle change, this little change where, okay, it's still not perfect. She could have said it to their face, but she said it. And that's the point, right? She actually said it. And then Yuka and Tsurugi, when they have kids, they'll be able to say it to their kids' face. It is a slow, realistic, progressional, generational passing the torch flame. I'm passionate.
You finish your
Sorry.
diatribe?
I'm done. Yeah.
I agree. The cycle of curses not ending is just not. It's a non-point. I don't know. Like, just because Yuji said let's do it doesn't mean it has to literally happen within like 2 fucking panels of the original manga.
I'm not just gonna snap his fingers and everything's.
What? The school has problems because people don't associate with this guy's a fucking like 40-year-old, 50-year-old or whatever, and he's like, he graduated from there, so he finished the school. It clearly wasn't that bad.
He just preferred this lifestyle.
Still has people running away from it, implying that the school itself wasn't changed, and now
the school itself wasn't changed. So he is talking about the school, as in, well, when you're a student until you graduate. But the panel he shows is a guy who graduated, and who knows, he just left to live a different life. I don't remember exactly why Asada said he fucked off, but like, I don't know. It's such a weird point.
People running away from it, implying that the school itself wasn't changed, and now there are fucking aliens. A woman
not a plot hole.
Doesn't get to have access to a powerful artifact for sentimental purposes.
Yeah, that's not a plot hole?
And a monkey with no cursed energy has to be protected and babied. Also,
okay,
missing the point.
So I could point out the fact that Usagi should not be in Modulo.
Okay, I hate this shit. Bruh, he is obviously just a relative.
Much less.
Usami's about as old as Kusakabe, given his appearance. Kusakabe is obviously in his 30s. Usami would be over 100 years old during Modulo. This shit literally makes no sense, and you can't even say it's 2 different characters because Usami's design was given a month before the epilogues that were blatant Modulo setup. They're obviously meant to be the same person.
Okay, first of all, they don't look like each other.
They
I mean,
don't,
they do,
bro.
But like, they're not
they look
the same.
Nothing like each other. They look.
But they look like they could be relatives.
That is true. And also, isn't like Usami a family name?
They don't look the same. Yes.
Let's see. Where is it? Right. Really, no one has done a fucking wiki for this?
But also, like, why are we not just going with the idea of...
Wait, we don't have...
What was I even going to say?
Why does this not have the...
I don't know.
Holy shit. Okay.
I think Usami has one, or whatever. Yeah, like... Bro, Naruto Shikamo and Naruto Shikamo.
It's literally in the series.
There you go. There you go. That's the explanation. Move on with your day.
That is true. Like, this is just a family name. It's not. I
Literally.
can't believe you would think that.
Simple
I
as
can't
that.
believe you would think this. Like, this is
No,
how.
it's
This is like
fucking
just having
bonkers.
a hate boner for gay. That's all it
Much
is.
less look like this. Also, apparently Yuji isn't dead in JJK and seems to have not aged in the slightest, which is fucking stupid because it means that he was easily able to stop any of the societal issues within the world and instead just walked around doing jack shit while aura farming. Like, here we have a guy with nearly 100
Right, missed the
years
point.
of
That's
jutsu knowledge
fine.
and 86 years to mold society to his whims, and Majulo's world still has these massive issues. Hell, why the fuck isn't he dealing with the aliens? You
Oh man, I wonder if there was something in Modulo that explained this
maybe,
point by
yeah.
point.
Maybe this is literally part of the story, and Yuji's wait. He's Sunjin Woo. There cannot possibly be any substance to it. Or a farm equals no writing.
Yeah, this
Done.
is stupid.
Yeah,
This is
that's personal.
this is
that's
probably
personal.
this is probably the dumbest point I've heard in the video. It's just like,
the guy who
It's just
wanted to
wrong. It's
forgive
just
a
wrong.
mass
Alright, it's
murderer just refused to do anything when aliens appeared on the scene and apparently has no contact with the government to do shit about shit.
Alright, what
Unless
do you want him to
you're
do? Wait, pause. What do you want him to do? What do you want him to do? Well, refugees pull up. They haven't actually done anything bad to you. You want Yuji to just go. You're complaining about him aura farming. What do you want him to do? Go over there because he's strong. You want him to go over there and just
literally
fucking
the whole
nuke them.
point is to have Yuji
Hello?
be literally like the Earthling version of Dabura. That's all he wants in this situation. It's like, I don't know, bro. Yuji says he doesn't want to get involved. He lives by it. Like, it's just, there's more to it. This is so reductive. I can't even. Hugo, you're the Yuji Glazer.
It's monkey brain. It's monkey brain.
You're the
It's just
Yuji
monkey
Glazer,
brain.
bro. Go to it. Spit.
No. I haven't got anything to say about this.
Tell me
This
that
is
he's
just such like. There's no deep analysis to do here. Just read the fucking series. Like,
completely abandoned responsibilities and hasn't been picking up the government's calls, then there's no fucking reason for him not to
yeah, the
get
government's
involved.
calls to fight.
The
To
aliens.
fight a pointless fight. That's what you want him to do. Him being really strong and living long isn't going to do jack shit to any political issues. Same as Dabura, right? From a political standpoint, they have no leverage, Yuji and Dabura. They are the weapons that their governments and overseers call on to settle their debates in a literal like set duel. That's the only use he has, and he didn't do that because God forbid, after the whole Gojo thing, he doesn't believe in this whole weapon thing anymore. But like, it's just fucking pointless, silly, stupid.
When aliens are a problem. You're really telling me that Yuji just ran away like fucking Luke Skywalker? People will look at you and say that Modulo is good, by the way.
Yes. Now, if you tell me Modulo is bad and you don't like it, I can respect that, and I think that's fine, and you're allowed to have that opinion, and I'm not gonna try and tell you to change your mind. Now, I don't like when people say shit like that, when they're like, people will actually tell me they like Modulo. What the hell?
Okay,
Shut up.
this is the most Sunjin Woo line I've ever heard in my life, bro. This got even worse. Yuji deadass ran away because he couldn't stand to see people die. Grown ass, 100+ year old man. Is Yuji even 100 years old at this point? Ran from his own friend's funeral because he couldn't handle it. Same guy who was talking about the value of human life and how he doesn't care about death anymore. Blah blah blah. Okay. First of all, this is literally just expecting every character ever to be like Goku or to be Sung Jin Woo. Like, this is all this is. There cannot be any shred of nuance. Your main character has to be the most stoic, badass character ever created, or
Unaffected
else
by
shit.
everything.
Yes.
No flaws.
Like the
yeah.
whole point by the end of Yuji is that he wants to honor his grandfather's words or whatever, right? Like, die with people surrounding you. And then he learns as he's getting older, everyone else is aging, but he's not. He's not changing. He stays the exact same. Oh shit, I'm not gonna die surrounded by people that love me. I'm gonna be the one watching them die, and that fucks him up. And then by the time that Hana dies, it's like, fuck, I don't want to go to any more funerals because this shit is brutal. And then he just disconnects with the world. Like, fuck it, I'm gonna do my own
This
thing.
paragraph also just makes it seem a lot more selfishly motivated than it was, because what Yuji actually says to a lot of, like, to Nobara and stuff is, Yuji thought it would be difficult for them.
That too.
At the same time,
Yes.
he thought it would be difficult for them to grow old watching Yuji not age and have him sitting by their bedside as they die looking like he's not a day over 18. So why are we making it into this, like, oh, Yuji's little bitch boy crybaby self-centered? No!
This is not a plot hole, not an ass pull. This literally has nothing to do with anything. This is just like,
But the thing is,
he just doesn't like the direction of Yuji's character, which fine, you don't have to like it, but like, it's not a plot hole. It's not a plot hole.
the way these things go, though, right, is first of all, I don't understand. Again, if you want to do it, that's fine. But like, I don't understand how you muster the fucking motivation to create a 1-hour video about something that you very obviously do not like in any capacity, to complain about the things you don't like about it, and then when people do like it, say, oh, actual cult fan base. Now, yes, every fan base, especially in anime, has the cultish sides, but anyone who sits here and disagrees with your point, a lot of the time, like, the complainers will just point out and go, Glazer, cult fandom, without actually engaging with the points, right? It's just very brushed aside, very simple to just go, nah, cult fan base, you guys just, nah, just glazing, nah.
Yep. Let's keep it
Without
moving.
being able to actually acknowledge the points.
Anyways, let's see what this guy considers ass pulls.
So much.
Oh my god, we finally
The
started.
gambler
the
hasn't
video.
even come up, bro. Fucking hell. We're gonna be here all day.
So to recap, for those who forgot, one of the biggest ass pulls in JJK is the revival of Nobara Kusagi, done literally in the final 5 chapters.
Usagi, by the way.
Many people think that it's an ass pull due to its poor setup, the fact that nobody
is
ever
an ass
mentioned
pull.
Nobara being alive after Shibuya and her supposed death, and oh, I don't know, the fact
I don't think
that
her
Gege
being
himself...
alive is an ass pull. I think it's just when she woke up.
Okay, this is not even Gege. This is just like looking at it in the most literal way possible and then taking it as a statement of fact. Like, it is an asshole, but this doesn't necessarily mean Gege saying she's 100% dead, you know? Like, this is him
Yeah,
being he's being kind of cheeky. Like, he did say she wasn't breathing.
Bro, he could blatantly lie and say, yeah, she's dead.
And
If he
yes,
then,
like, this isn't even...
like, oh,
he
it's
doesn't
so
have
silly.
to confirm things in an interview. I don't know.
But taking an interview as like, if the story then contradicts a previous interview thing that could have been said for the sake of hiding a future plot to it, if you're then going to label it as an arsepool because it contradicts the interview, you're lost.
Yeah.
said that Nobara was dead. Hell, even the JJK fan base thought that Nobara was dead and was actively making fun of people who were saying she was alive, because even they...
Everybody who got proven wrong by this is so funny, by the way. Delusional fucks just ignored the signs. Oh, that is such a funny thing to happen. I think it's an ass ball and a half. I hate this
They
fucking
thought that
thing.
Nobara was dead up until
I'm
they
fine with her
changed
being
their
alive.
minds
It just it
universally.
could have been executed. better.
For her to be alive and for it to make sense by the end of the story, she needed to come back during Culling Game. That's the only
Yeah, but
way.
that's what I'm saying. It was executed
All at the
horrendously,
same
but her
time,
living
because the
wasn't
JJK
a
fan
problem.
base is a fucking cult.
Wait, but he called us a cult, but we just said... It's
That
not.
Fake
debunks
out deaths
everything.
like
Fuck.
Nobara's are bad because they lower the stakes and believability of a story. And as I said before, stakes are built on cause and effect. So if we see a cause have its effect nullified, then the stakes are nullified. If you show us something that would have a serious consequence and then retcon it, then it's gonna make it harder for the audience to take
Yeah.
serious events in the tone
Yeah, I
and
don't
words to convey
disagree
seriously in the
with
future,
this.
even if they aren't fake outs. If you're going to show us that a character survived having their fucking head exploded, then why should I take the threat of Yuji dying seriously? Hell, why should I take anything in Jujutsu?
I mean...
Oh my god, this has just given me an amazing idea, but I'll save it for after the video.
I mean, it's just her eyeball. Am I crazy? To say, like, her head exploded?
No, like, yeah, it was just her eye.
Like, her eye and the right side of her face or whatever? Or the left side of her face, I mean? Like, I don't know.
I don't know, bro. Unless you're a
Character
doctor.
survived having their fucking head exploded, then why should I take the threat of Yuji dying seriously?
Again, like, the head exploded is just... It's different. Like, a head explode is like what almost happened to Hikari against Kashima, you know? It's like what
Not cool.
it's what, like, Sukuna did to Ryu. Like, anyone can still die. It's just like...
I would say calling it a head explosion is disingenuous.
It is disingenuous.
Hell, why should I take anything in Jujutsu Kaisen seriously? When you reread Jujutsu Kaisen and see Nobara's death, you're just going to go, oh yeah, she got revived 5 chapters before the manga ended, so none of this even fucking matters anyways. By the way, Nobara stayed dead for 150 chapters. That's 48 more chapters than the entirety of Full Metal Alchemist, for those who want to cope by saying that it's better on reread. And the time-wise, Nobara was dead for the entire run of Stardust Crusaders,
care.
plus a year. There really was no excuse not to seriously hint at her being alive, especially when you
I
remember that
agree.
Gojo was literally given an on-screen rundown of the events that happened in Shibuya. They could have had him ask about Nobara, and wrote literally anything that could have implied that she was still alive.
Sure. Yeah,
Sure.
That's, like, it could have been done even better than that.
Yeah,
I
like,
think, you know?
I
Like,
agree.
I agree. Yeah,
let's just have her come back
that's
in the final
fine.
5 chapters of the manga. Another reason why Nobaro's fake out death is a problem is because there was no logical setup that the audience could pick up on for it. So we as the audience had no way of looking at the information provided by the manga and predicting that was even a thing that could happen, as evidenced by the JJK fanbase roasting Nobara truthers up until the millisecond the leaks hit Twitter timelines. So now the stakes take a hit because there's a precedent, however small it is, that random things can simply just happen in order to facilitate outcomes that the writer wants. Yeji sure was lucky that he decided to end JJK in 5 chapters, because Nobara reviving is pretty much the nail in the coffin for JJK's suspense, tension, and stakes, and any ability to convince us that Yuji would ever be in danger whatsoever. By the way, with Nobara getting revived, that essentially means that 4 fake out deaths happened within Shinjuku Showdown, all to characters who would have served the story better had they stayed
Right.
Fake out.
Right. The Yuta one is a fake out death. Textbook, right?
Yeah.
But unlike the Higuruma one, I don't know about Kusakabe. Kusakabe,
I'm not giving Kusakabe.
When I read the chapter, no part of me thought he was
I
dead.
I agree.
He doesn't even look dead, you know? Like, but the Higuruma one, it was uncertain, okay? It was unclear. It was like,
I was always a Higuruma as a live truther because literally just because of the RCT smoke. That was the only reason I was like, oh, this guy probably survives.
Sure, but I can, like, I thought he was dead. I don't mind that he lived, but, like, I think it's fine. So that one's like, it was kind of up in the air, you know? Bruv, I know I was the Yuta theory pusher. If people legitimately believed that was the end of Yuta Okotsu in Jujutsu Kaisen, they are fucking stupid.
One of
I'm
whom
done.
survived fucking World Cleave, and the other who was confirmed dead by the author, meaning
Never confirmed dead, but
Yeah, not confirmed dead.
again, could be translation issue, could just be a wording issue. That to me does not scream like this is confirmed dead. I don't know. It's like
He's just gaslighting.
It's just more cheeky. Like he did say she was technically dead because he does say in the manga he says she is dead, but there is a non-zero chance she might live. Like there is no pulse. Like
It's
technically
just
she's dead.
gaslighting. That's
It is just gaslighting. It is.
and ironically would have had precedent to just magically come back to life like the Gojo Cobras thought he would have if Yuta didn't scoop out his brain so Geji could bait the viewers with Gojo one last time. So let's see how Gambler justifies what might be the world's best example of an asshole. There's also the fact that without Nobara, the plan would have completely failed. All the deaths and stakes in the story completely fall to the wayside because Sukuna would have fully regenerated and loaded with Yuji if it weren't for Nobara coming in with a half-court buzzer beater.
I mean,
What?
could he have though? I think Yuji could have handled it. Plus, Maki was still around.
I don't even know what he said, bro.
He says that because of Nobara coming back at the end, it means that everything was for nothing. Because if she didn't come in there, Sukuna would have killed everybody anyway. Because he was regaining his strength.
He probably would have killed Yuji. I don't think that's crazy.
I don't know. I think Yuji had that shit.
What was he gonna do? Let's not even get into that. That's silly.
You're gonna beat his ass. And I think Maki was still alive, so technically there's still people.
He was about to use domain expansion, bro.
Yeah, but his fucking nose was bleeding. He had like literally just spit out his fingers a little bit earlier. Like
I don't know about that.
I think he was like I think he was posturing. I think he was hella posturing.
No, I think he was too. But
Also,
like,
if we're gonna get meta, like Gege would have just had Yuji land a Black Flash and knock him out if Nobara wasn't around.
Yeah,
so.
I know.
Already
Like,
retarded plan, even more retarded in
Whoa,
hindsight because
don't say that word.
Grown-ass men with 30 days of planning and training created the world's worst plan that failed miserably and required basically divine intervention / insane coincidence to bail their asses out. The story literally cannot mean anything anymore because of this, and it makes the entire arc completely fucking worthless. There is no thematic or physical.
I hate that shit so much.
I hate that line of thinking too.
It's this payoff sucked, so everything that came before it was pointless and meaningless.
I hate that.
Shut up,
People
bro.
use that for like the calling game, like, oh, the calling game is way worse than Shiba, and it's like, bro, there's so much good shit in the calling game. Just because there's like some bad things, and then the ending can be a bit iffy.
Yeah, there's a lot of payoff that fucking stinks, mate. But that doesn't change the fact that the good bits are good. I just feel sorry for people that think that.
I don't know.
Like, I believe they genuinely enjoy it less afterwards. Whereas I see it a lot more like it's a lot more compartmentalized. Like, this bit sucks. That doesn't mean the previous bit that I liked now sucks. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like
silly.
Like every time I read the calling games, you know, you get the Sendai peak, you get the Yuji versus Guruma peak, Megami versus Reggie peak. Like everything is so good.
It's still peak.
It's just like it doesn't change. Like the ending with Yuki is like dog shit, but
the fight is dope.
The fight is dope, and the rest of the arc is sick. I don't know. It's so
yeah. I don't know.
It is kind of a miserable way to enjoy anything, really.
It's just I just feel sorry for them.
Literally everything is worthless. Sukuna versus Jujutsu Tech was already useless because they don't oppose him on a thematic level. It's just kill or be
That's
killed
just wrong.
shit. But with Nobara's Aspo residents, they don't even beat him on their terms in a physical fight. They literally lose and have to get bailed out by Geji. Fucking
Geji.
Amazing. On reread, I can't get invested in Shinjuku.
This
Showdown
guy might be a
hype,
larper,
because
bro,
the
can't lie.
second I do, I remember that
The
none of this
amount-
matters
the
because
amount
Shinjuku
of
will just
names
feel all
I've
the damage
heard
and only
been
loses because of Nobara
said
X
completely
Machina
wrong in
and
this
Megumi
video.
literally being talk no jutsu'd in the
I
most
sound like
dog
Josh,
shit way
but-
ever,
Oh,
where
shit.
Yuji doesn't even actually
Megumi being talk no jutsu. What is that a problem? How is that a problem?
Machina and Megumi literally being talk no jutsu'd in the most dog shit way ever, where Yuji doesn't even actually present any compelling arguments and just repeats what he said the first time that Megumi rejected him.
Okay, but what does Megumi do? Why does he get taught no jutsu? He wakes up, he goes, oh, maybe I can live for someone else, and he dips Sukuna's foot in shadow. It's not like it really had that big of a fucking impact anyway.
I don't know. I don't think it's like even. I gotta find the wording, but we're gonna be here all fucking day if I keep looking at this shit. But like,
I hate the Megumi shit, by the way, so I'm not trying to defend that. The Megumi shit,
you hate it?
there is parts of it that I like, but I don't like the general direction that was taken with Megumi. I get why people do like it, but like, I just don't. It's just there are specific things that I do like about what Gege did, but I just don't like the overall thing in general with like Megana that was done.
Let me see. Just I don't know if I want to create blah blah blah. But this is like pretty different than what he said to him before, no? Like his point is that he said the same thing again, but it isn't.
Yeah, he didn't say anything to him before. He said, "Yo, Megami,
Wake up.
get up, bro." He said, "Get up, bro." Like nothing was said before. This was a whole ass fucking speech.
Nah, Sukuna was dead here, bro. Trust. Yuji would have unlocked his maximum
yeah.
technique and fucking killed
I mean,
him.
I'm not saying it's impossible. It just feels a
Oh my
bit
god.
headcanony to me.
Literally the most
Man, shut up.
contrived stroke jumping bullshit ever. For reference, any excuse / counter argument has to run through a couple of questions.
Okay. 1.
Why didn't they tell Yuji about Nobara before the plan during the culling games? 2. Why didn't they tell Megumi about Nobara at all, since he found out Nobara was alive during Shinjuku Showdown, which makes this a complete non-answer? And 3. Why didn't they tell Gojo about Nobara on screen when they were briefing him on what happened when he was in the prison cube?
I mean, they could have theoretically told Gojo. No? Like, because we didn't see it. But
Yeah, I
also,
don't know
she
why-
didn't
I don't
wake
know.
up. She didn't wake up until 30 minutes after.
Wait. Did he say why didn't Gojo know no live?
Yeah, why didn't they debrief him on Nobara's situation?
I think a lot of people, including Gojo, did know. No. He definitely did. Or at least, like, most likely, because
He made the letter
he
for
gave-
her.
he made a letter for Nobara. He also gave Utsuhime and Gakuganji the finger that he was hiding so that Nobara could resonance it.
Yeah, so he would have known about her being alive.
But the letter proves it, though.
Yeah, no,
Like,
that's.
yeah.
So he would have
knew.
known, actually. Yeah, you're right.
Yuji, like, why Nobara's status wasn't. Maybe they didn't know whether Nobara was gonna make it. Maybe she was still technically dead.
I mean, she
in
was.
stasis.
I think she was just like in a coma or whatever. My
Yeah,
assumption
but like,
is
I don't know. I agree. Like the Todo Nobara thing with Yuji.
it is stupid.
Nah, I don't like it. That's not crazy. Yeah,
It is
that's fine.
stupid.
I sure do hope the Gambler gives us these answers instead of coping for 15 minutes.
Something I've actually noticed and became super impressed with is the way Gege somehow makes
I
the
have
story
to
happen
X's.
in
I'm sorry,
0
Gambler. I love you.
in second year. Essentially, the 3 months between Yuta going down to grade 4 to
I don't get what he's talking about. Okay, I've
getting-
seen this. I don't know. He like brings up a point
Wait.
about like a plot hole, but doesn't
Not
show.
a single soul has thought of Yuta's age or whatever being a plot hole. Weird as fuck, straw man of criticism that honestly just wastes time for some strangers. What?
Wait, hold on. You want to talk about wasting time? It's been 15 minutes and you finally started his fucking video, bro. Come on, be real.
grade
Wait,
again. Happens,
What was-
and then he has
It's because
play it,
in the
play it,
game,
play
in the
it.
video.
an
Okay.
ambiguous amount of time as a second year before going to Africa. This is but a small example, but you can see the continuity and timelines are something that Gege knows how to write, especially because he even incorporates dates and times in his events.
Araki incorporates dates and times into the finale of JoJolion, and that was still full of assholes and chronological inconsistencies.
It's
Dates and times are an
JoJo's. What the
indicator
fuck
of
is
the
your
story
point?
somehow being more solid or having less plot holes. They're mostly just used as a framing device for an arc, or as a race against the clock. Also, Mahito's clone takes 2 fucking hours to find Nobara, so he isn't even right on the dates and times of Shibuya being accurate. How the fuck do you take 2 hours to encounter another sorcerer in this cramped ass subway station? Was he just standing there doing nothing? Is he stupid? How do you have 2 of yourself and the ability to transform into whatever you want and to be as fast as you want and take 2 hours to find someone, much less the only person who's still alive that matters to Yuji? Not only is it a massive contrivance, but it's also a
Wait,
direct
he wasn't
example
looking
of
for
Gambler
Nobara.
being wrong. Also, discrepancies of this fashion literally aren't plot holes by definition, they're continuity errors.
Alright, so this is
I don't even care about that.
kind of
I
a
don't understand what I've
justification
just listened
we
to. I
got
don't
here.
know.
The common consensus is that Nobara coming back after 100 chapters to basically do the final blow against Sukuna came out of nowhere, wasn't foreshadowed or hinted at, it just made no logical sense.
Not only that, but Gege confirmed twice that Nobara was
AJ.
dead, once explicitly in an
What?
That doesn't even say she's dead. What are we doing? His heart was broken because he thought she died.
interview. Literally,
Nah.
It's literally the same interview, by the way.
he's saying that Nobara died at the time of Flan Guy's treatment, and once implicit.
Okay, what is it?
That was in the story.
Meme was the first to come across Kenjaku. Meme played an important role. If there's no real meaning in the story, or put it more simply, if there's no good reason to make the readers mourn when a character dies, I don't think there's any need to really die. That's why Ino and Ichiji survived through the Shiba incident arc, and is a character who values money, so I don't think a character wouldn't put her life, blah, blah, blah. When I was deciding her roles and thinking about how the flow of her leaving would go, the first person she would come across was Kenjaku. So that's how Meme versus Kenjaku came to be. Okay.
Relevance.
I mean, I guess he's saying that like Gege wouldn't do a fake out because he wants the deaths to be meaningful, and like a fake out is not meaningful. I guess.
But that's not true if his intention was to break Yuji's heart. And then that would still apply for the time that he thinks she's dead.
Yeah, I don't know. This is weird.
I agree.
Talking about
Again, it's just handled horrendously horribly. But again, the issue is not her living. It's literally everything else.
True.
how he kills off characters for shock value. By the way, it's amazing that Gege outright admitted this. People will swear
I'm gonna
JJK is a good
crash
manga
out.
though, even though he literally admitted that he didn't kill off Meme because people wouldn't be sad about it. Nobara was
Is that even what he said, bro?
Yeah, that is what you said, but like, why is that? Huh? Why is that a problem?
Okay, but that's not even why he says Meme didn't die, bro. Like, he says that she wouldn't die because she puts her life above everything else. So, like, that's more of a logical thing than it is, like, him making her not die because it would not make anyone sad or something.
I think that's why he's saying he put Meme against Kenjaku. It's like,
This is a weird point.
and then just, I don't know. Yeah,
fucking dead.
Yeah, no shit. Like, he doesn't want to kill people for no reason unless it, like, is meaningful. That's,
yeah,
isn't that like writing 101?
I don't know.
Full stop. Inability to accept this as an Aspel is an inability to be anything but an elite JJK glazer in my personal opinion. And it's pretty
That
obvious
is such an
that
elitist
Nobara
thing
was
to
dead.
say.
Her fucking
It
head
is.
exploded. The Flan guy
That's
was
like,
lying, but
alright,
Her head
pause.
did not
because
explode.
You won't know what this means, but that is the equivalent of when Obi-Wan says only a Sith deals in absolutes, which is a fucking absolute. You've just said the most elitist thing you can say and gone fuck. Sorry,
he'd lie. Who wouldn't fucking lie? A child just saw his best friend get her head exploded right in front
Anyone
of him
who
due to his
disagrees
own
with me on this
failings.
isn't a
Right
elitist.
after he saw his mentor figure get exploded because
Hold
of
on.
his own failings. Literally anyone would lie so as to not completely shatter him mentally. Deadass, I only realized this right
I'm
as I was
vibing with
nearly done
music.
editing the video. Right when Nita and Toto were pulling up to Yuji, Nita deadass says to Toto, "She's probably dead. Don't make it sound like it's my fault later." Nita
Probably.
himself is saying to Toto, who has no investment in Nobara's continued survival, that Nobara is basically dead. And in the next chapter, Gege drew Mahito with his victims, which once again implies that Nobara is dead, because the opposite is that this is some straight up clown shit. Nanami and Junpei are there, but Nobara magically survived. Gege straight up thought she was dead here, and this color page is the best proof as to that.
I'm gonna crash out
Alongside
over
that,
the Gege
JJK
thing.
niggas can sense cursed energy, and CE is 1-to-1 with niggas being alive.
Oh my god. To elaborate, all non-heavily restricted humans produce cursed energy, blah, blah, blah.
So why the
Okay,
fuck would
Nobara's
he get
dead, I don't
dumbest
care.
fucking Mickey Mouse that people thought it was a how JJ
We
once
agree with
again
this.
and making these modern anime fan bases are in glade reference celery
Don't
Rate
care.
and view most were
I'm done with this Nobara shit.
I'm done with the Nobara point as well. It's like,
I agree with him on a lot of it, right? It's just some of it is
JJ
stupid.
came
Nobara's comeback,
about to unfold.
the soul, flat
the hints weren't there. I think Nobara's shit is like,
Then we got another character from Shibuya.
So they can sell more to that.
We entered the last 5 chapters. We find his ability to target the boundary between Sukuna
wait, wait, wait.
Unfounded dead by the author himself.
Of course, no one was expecting her to come back, but in hindsight, and through the things that were explained after, the hints were there.
No, they were not there, as I proven. The exact opposite was the case.
Oh,
Nobara
the
was
hints were
confirmed dead by
there.
the
It was
author
just executed badly.
What hints?
Dude, just literally, it's just Chekhov's gun, innit?
Yeah, I guess if you say it's not 100% dead, like if the character in the story says it's not 100% dead, then
It's
theoretically.
do you know how to execute it properly? Uraha Kagurabachi. Exact same thing, yeah? Absolutely, definitively dead, yeah? But sliver of a chance. But then, less, like, within the same saga, or like, technically arc, I guess, we have the revival. Obviously serves a completely different purpose to Nobara's death, but it's the same thing when it comes to, like, the hint. It's just that it was left way too long without being addressed. I agree completely on that front. Any hint after Nobara's death is non-existent.
Yes, that's what I meant.
But the hint was there when she died.
No, but I think that's what he means. Not the. Not
Okay,
the
in
main
that case,
one.
yeah, that's fine then. Yeah, I agree.
But let's see the expert level Olympic meat writing that's about to unfold.
The first
No hate the gambler, by the way.
theme being Yuji's gauntlets. I mean, come on. We got explanations on literally
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Why are you gonna put something for 2 fucking femtoseconds? Things we didn't get an explanation on. Tengen hiding something from the main cast? We did. Why Sukuna was evil? No.
What the fuck? What the fuck is that point?
Like, it's just he's a dominator, bro. If you're weaker than him, he will fuck you up. It's not like he's inherent. Well, he is inherently evil, but it's like he's a shitty dude. Who was the other person in this weird flashback in the final chapter? I'm assuming he means the one with Sukuna.
Yeah, but it's just Yorozu.
Is it?
It is.
Why she got clothes on?
Well, I assume it's Yorozu. She's got like the little wings.
I thought it was Yorozu too when I first read the chapter. But
To be fair, I say that as a matter of fact. It might
could
not
be
be.
anything.
But I
That's not
interpreted
a,
it
that's
as
also not a.
Yorozu.
That doesn't need an explanation. Who cares?
It's not a plot hole, is it?
It's not a plot hole. It doesn't need an explanation. Military subplot. That's
Not a plot hole.
not a plot hole. King of Poisons. It's just a
weird.
mistranslation, but it's like a weird thing that Gege does to give Yuji poison immunity later.
Illiteracy. Just media illiteracy.
Yeah.
Why everyone thought Higuruma was dead,
on
including Sukuna, the
literally
guy who ended up.
everything else in Yuji's arsenal. His blood manipulation.
Why is
his
music so
symbol
loud?
domain, eventually getting shrine. His ability to target the boundary between Sukuna and Megami's soul. His higher durability. The binding bows he used. All of that. But the answer to the last 5 chapters of the series, Yuji's gauntlets, the main thing people were confused about still hasn't been explained.
I'm sorry, meat writer, but Yuji's gauntlets only exist so that there's a visible difference between EOS Yuji and the Yuji that's
They only exist so there's a visible. No, hold on.
99% of the story so they can sell more toys and merchandise. There isn't
I'm sorry, bro. This ain't Dragon Ball. JJK characters don't have like 50 million forms to sell toys. Like, I need to see if
There isn't.
No. He needs to mention why Yuji has the gauntlets in the first place.
grand story reason. It really is that simple. Same reason why Gojo was brought back as Yuta's flesh puppet, only to flop 2 chapters afterwards and why they clickbaited fake panels to some major story development that one time.
Then we got another character from
I don't know. Wait. I just have something to pose real quick. Just an
No.
idea to pose.
Hold on. He's just fucking. We're just lying.
I don't even know what he said, bro. It's going too fast.
He said that Yuji's gauntlets only exist to make there be a visible difference between normal Yuji and end of series Yuji, so that they can sell more toys.
Wait, that's dumb though, because end of series UG is just end of series UG.
No, also like there is a point. We see the point at the end with this. I'm surprised. I don't know why he didn't mention this. Like Yuji used the gauntlets to hide the final finger, so that Sukuna wouldn't know that Yuta didn't eat the real finger. That is the point of the gauntlets.
Yeah.
But he doesn't point that out.
Like same reason why Gojo
Oh,
was
I know,
brought back
but like
as
he probably doesn't even know that.
Naito. And once that character came back, he started talking about resonance as if to make us remember the only character whose power is literally that.
Ah, that's a gambler. You're fucking waffling, Riv.
Toto coming back out of nowhere is an asshole by itself, but accepting that it is
It's not an asshole. Toto coming back? That is not an asshole, is it?
That one I'm fine with. Like,
I don't
that,
think it's an asshole. Like,
he wasn't dead. They came up with a pretty like well explained and viable replacement for his technique. Like, that is fine. The only thing I don't like about is like the whole thing about him being hidden from Yuji.
I agree.
Everything else about Toto is completely fine. And also, just listen real quick. There are some times where I'm like, okay, an arse pull is an arse pull, and it is jarring enough to make me think that it in itself is bad, and I don't enjoy it. The Toto thing, when everyone was like complaining about it being an arse pull or whatever, I think it was handled fine, but even if it was handled worse, I would, in every reality, rather Toto be there and see him and Yuji jump Sukuna than not get that in Jujutsu
True.
Kaisen.
But also, like,
as simple as that.
Toto never died, and only like a month passed between Shibuya and Shinjuku, right? Like more than a month, like a month and a half, maybe.
Yeah.
So, like, that's perfectly reasonable for him to come back. It's not like he was completely disabled for the rest of his life.
It was October to end of December, so
2
it would have
months.
been 2 months,
Yeah.
almost exactly, yeah.
So, like, him coming back on its own is not a plot hole nor a asshole.
since him coming back with the resonance excuse was itself also an asshole, but accepting that too, the resonance they're talking about is in the fact that Sukuna was able to access the memories of his hosts, and they were scared that he was able to still do that to Yuji subconsciously if they got into close proximity. It's different from the resonance CT that
Also notice I was using 2CB scans for this point and not the official translation, so his point has more weight.
Nobara has, and if it was an actual issue, then they should have kept the entire
Giga tries to half-ass it with his page, but confirms that characters don't actually think. Yeah, we talked about this earlier.
fucking plan hidden from Yuji.
This video needed to be fucking scripted way better. Hello?
Sorry. Yeah. What do you want me to say to that? I agree.
I think I was replying to Ty.
To stop any chance
I'm
of
replying
Sukuna
to Ty as
learning about
well.
their average advance. Oh yeah, I might as well mention this here since I'm doing a bit of post-editing interjections. The resonance bullshit excuse for Toto was bad because Toto's part of the plan literally is not that important to not get leaked out. All Toto's gonna do is TP anyone in Sukuna's domain outside of it, fight against Sukuna and TP an angel. What part of this can Sukuna prepare for given him learning about it in advance? Shit like Yujo or Maki's tricks that were unironically way more important to the plan and more valuable for Sukuna to know about, but Yuji gets to learn about them while remaining completely ignorant on Toto. Very obviously, this was a bullshit excuse by Geje to give Toto a reason to be in the story while nobody's talked about him or acknowledged his existence so far. Also, how the fuck can a Vibra Slap work for a CT that's only been mentioned within the context of Toto's actual hands and the applause it generates?
What does that even mean? That sounds like pseudo-intellectual jargon, bro.
It does.
It's like
Yeah,
if we're
you
gonna be doing
apply
this
the technique to the thing, it looks cool. Get over it.
bullshit, then why not just attach a literal electronic switch that works off of cursed energy and can flick on and off millions of times per second?
This is scalar stuff.
This
again.
is
It's the
not only
same,
is the
like-
scalar stuff, but this just like shows a lack of whimsy, bro. Like, you know why Gege did it? Because it can do a bunch of fucking flips. It upgrades his curse technique, and it's like funny as fuck. Like that's it.
Why does Jujutsu Kaisen suck? Because Toto had a Vibra Slap instead of the fucking Vibrator 3000 supermodel. Like, shut up, bro. I don't fucking. That's such a.
It
That's so
actually
pedantic,
is. It is.
like-
It's pedantic. It's like a lack of having any fun with anything ever. Like it needs to be the most
depressing.
ruthless. It is. It's like
Fucking
it has to
depressing.
be ruthlessly efficient, or else it's trash. Like, nah, bro. I'm sorry.
He then talks about the setup for Yuji's soul punches, but the big difference between that and what the resonance is that this setup was not only within the page itself, but literally everything in the Mahito fight. We already know that he can target the soul from his fight with Mahito, so Geje revealing that he's targeting the barrier
Stop.
between Megumi and Sukuna's
Geje.
souls is not only not an asshole, but unlike Nobara coming back, has an entire fight's worth of setup beforehand. Pretty much any time Sukuna struggles for control of Yuji is also set up. Of course he's able to learn to change his targeting when he knows how to target the soul in the first place. He's literally comparing one page to an entire fight in the literal book Yuji was given on soul research that Yuki made, which he doesn't bring up, probably
Holy fuck! What is this editing? Sparta's JJK fan doesn't remember Yuji was literally reading up on how to do soul attacks from a book Yuki gave her. Lol. Yuki having a book that magically has research on the soul is a huge asshole.
Yeah, I'm fine.
because he forgot it. JJK fans love doing this. They point to one or two panels and just act like that's enough setup for an asshole story development. A good example of this was when people started pointing to Yuta saying he'll need Toge all the way back in fucking Shibuya as an excuse
It was actually early Shinjuku, but my point still stands because this page happened nearly 50 chapters before its payoff and isn't enough to infer the insane leap in logic for the
Wait, what's the
cassette to
point with Yuta and Inamaki here? What was he? What point is he
about
making?
the don't move to use against Sukuna in the domain clash.
Excuse for the
Right.
cassette moment, which I genuinely believe is "Oh my rubber Nentier" and should have been the moment the entire
Okay,
fan
no,
was
no,
like,
no,
"Get
no,
the
no,
fuck
no,
out
no,
of
no,
this."
no.
Okay, you're the Utah guy, sir.
I would argue. Not generally though. This is low-key a hype moments in aura thing, but something like that moment, right? Do I read that and go, oh, I wish that had a setup so it makes sense when it's happening, or would I rather something that plausibly makes sense in the power system, right? So it's not a plot hole, doesn't contradict anything, it just hasn't been set up before. Would I rather witness that moment and be excited the first time I see it happen without being able to predict that it's going to happen? Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If there's thorough setup for everything, right? We're going through this fight going, why doesn't Yuta just do this? And then we see the recording, we see the little iPod thing go out, and it's like, oh, well, I know what this is. But nah, you see the recording thing go out, and then you hear don't move, and then you turn the page and it's Inumaki covered in blood. And it's like, what the do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes
Yeah, I
you're just
think-
allowed to have fun.
I
That's
think
it.
no, I don't even. I think some stuff just doesn't need setup.
It doesn't. It's fine.
Like listen, Utah was like the Batman, bro. Just like I have a plan for your plan for the plan of that plan, but like sometimes it hits.
Yeah, bro, he's moving like the Doctor.
But at that point, yeah, I mean, I see why you like it. But at that point, you can just call anything that never has any setup an ass pull, and it's like, I guess.
Sometimes it's just cool.
This manga. Nobara coming back needed proper development and narrative importance.
Yes.
If you're going to revive a character, then the effort spent
We
justifying
know.
and explaining it should be as much, if not more, than the amount of effort spent in getting them killed. Random panels of quote-unquote foreshadowing aren't enough for a character stated to be dead several times to just magically pop back to life.
This guy sucks at this game.
We know.
Unironically had more pages than Nobara
This
coming
guy's
back. I
so
don't
shit
even
at
know.
Hollow Knight. I can't.
it's
I've
a
been watching the
revive.
video. It's like
It's really funny to me
So
in an
funny.
objective sense. Something most people
We're
universally
25
accept
minutes
as
into the
an
video,
aspect
and
We're
it's
still talking
like
about Nobara, yeah.
80% of it has been
actually
about
is more
no.
sad than something people desperately try to pretend isn't.
Yuji's gauntlets were the mystery that led us to getting an explanation that included Nobara. She is quite literally the only character in
Oh,
all
fuck
JJK
off.
who can do something with his finger.
oh my god, do I have to keep watching about
Couldn't,
Nobara?
so-
Can we move on?
Their own series
Okay,
in
but
Power
on the
Scaling
bar thing.
works. Nearly every JJK fan gets this wrong, which is genuinely hilarious. Let me explain this to you slowly so that you can understand. Sukuna was weaker here than he is here.
Yeah. Wait. Which moments was that?
JJK fans seem to think that Sukuna
Huh?
slowly so that you can understand. Sukuna was weaker
Weaker here
No.
here than
than here.
No.
Huh?
No.
Huh? Nah, you're trolling, right?
He was. Wait, you're saying he was weak here then?
He was weaker
No, I'm
when he
just-
just
oh,
transformed against
I'm-
Kashimo than here against these guys.
He was recovering output when Yuta pulled up.
He was recovering his output, yes.
But then Yuji beat his ass back down to the point where he couldn't even get through the fatty tissue with a cleave on Yuta.
Yes.
So I would argue. Wait,
No, this at this
wait.
point,
The panel's changed. Which one are we talking about
no,
now?
no, no, no. Hold on. In this panel, this is like right at the end of the fight. This Sukuna is not weaker than Sukuna that fought Kashimo right here.
Depends what you mean by weaker.
Lower output, lower anything. Like this
I
Sukuna
mean-
is fresh from his fight with Gojo. He has no domain, sure. He has lowered healing, sure, and he begins to recover that. But this Sukuna has all of his arms plus Kamutoke.
here than
I think if you forget Kamatoke and like in terms of output wise, I think it's lower in the Yuta fight. No, I think it's lower. I think it's higher at the beginning of the Yuta fight, but declines lower by the
This
end
is
of the
the
fight.
end of the fight. This is after Yuji and Yuta have
Yeah,
been
so at
pummeling
that
him.
point in that fight, I think his output is actually lower.
And then also in this fight, this is right after taking 7 black flashes from Yuji, which are
Yeah,
stated
he's
to counteract
fucking cooked there.
his the output that he's gaining from his black flashes is being counteracted by each Yuji black flash, and Yuji's like beating the shit out of him.
It's also important to keep in mind that Sukuna was not as much as Yuji, but was landing black flashes as well, which is the reason why
Yes,
he's able to
but-
like get even use a
Let me see
domain
if
in
I
the
can
first
find.
place.
Let me see if I
Yeah.
can find the panel.
Like,
There-
there's like this is where it just becomes pointless to discuss because it's and I know we love this word, it's unquantifiable. We don't know. There was no metric for it at all. Sukuna lands a black flash, he goes back up. He heals this, he recovers output. Yuji hits him with 7 black flashes. We don't know where it stands. He still pulls domain anyway. We don't know. And I agree, the fact we don't know is buns. It's not managed well. It's hard to say. But I would say, from pure output-wise, he is weaker in that Yuta Yuji panel than he was post-transformation. But he's weak in both. Just one's weaker than the other.
Let's see. Yuji and the others, and what's somebody saying? We need to cooperate with them, blah, blah, blah. There's like a panel that says that Yuji's like completely fucking his black flashes over.
Let me put it this way, alright?
No matter how much he tries to improve his condition through Black Flash, if he takes an attack from Yuji, his cursed energy output and body control will go down again.
Again, though. That's the thing. It keeps fluctuating.
Yes, but like every time Yuji is hitting him, it is going down. And he hits him 7 times with Black Flash. This is just like normal hits. Because this is before Yuji even hits a single Black Flash.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
So like...
Yeah, so he's weaker.
He should be
weaker
weaker.
on
The left side, he should be weaker. Right side,
left
he should
side
also be
of
weaker,
of these two panels, the left is the weaker. For sure. But between that and the panel initially, because like, alright, I don't want to get scalery on you, but you agree Yuta and Yuji were treated similar in terms of durability.
Yes.
Right? Right. Yuta took a cleave to the face from that Sukuna there.
And
where
walked
previously
it off, yes.
Yeah, but previously Yuji had his stomach shredded open by a cleave.
Yep.
So his output was higher before that. So like, yeah, post-transformation Sukuna's output would be higher than that one, but the one on the left here is weaker than the one on the right. I don't know if that's what he's saying.
Let's just listen to what he says.
Here.
Yeah.
Hey, wait, I can explain. A lot of JJK fans seem to think that Sukuna fully incarnating meant that he just popped a fucking full restore. Like,
no one said this.
This shit is Pokemon.
No, a lot of people
even
do
though
say
Sukuna
that.
Okay, but that's just like the Sukuna Glazers.
Himself says that it's
He's right about this.
Covering, we get confirmation from the narrator that he has to chant so he can fulfill his binding vows, and that they're around Yuta's level when he's fighting Yuta, meaning that he's at around half of his full power. Obviously, since he literally says that he's
half of his cursed energy reserves. That's not half of his powers.
That doesn't mean
recovering.
anything in terms
He has
of
to be
power.
recovering from a lower point, meaning that he was weaker in the past and gaining strength over time, which means that Sukuna was weaker here when he was fully incarnated than he was when fighting Yuta.
Well, you can say that when he's starting to fight Yuta, but by that point in the fight, the panel that you are showing is at the end of the fight.
Yeah, he got so much weaker throughout the fight.
Yes. Like, it starts with them saying, we are fucked if Gojo didn't do anything to him. And then they start pummeling him. And then eventually, yeah, like you said, they live like contact cleaves. So it's like...
Yeah, after Sukuna previously in that fight said contact cleaves are the only way to land fatal.
It's around 10.
But even since he said that,
since
he got
Yuta's
weaker.
full cursed energy reserves are around half of Sukuna's full cursed energy reserves. Let me put it in a handy dandy graph for you. We know that cursed energy amps your stats and your physical strength. We know that putting more...
Okay, let's see. The rest of Shinjuku until 264. Cursed energy is naturally recovering, but Yuji's punching is okay. 2 black flashes in. Restores... Okay, so he's saying it's good. Okay. So he's back to 235 with the other... This is such a weird graph.
I don't even
This
care.
graph is so stupid.
I don't even care. I can't comprehend it.
Wait, this graph is so dumb because it's cursed energy. He doesn't regain all of his fucking cursed energy.
I don't understand how this pertains to the video, but his point about Sukuna not restoring output when he does the body transformation is correct.
Yes.
Anything beyond that is
This
waffle.
is
right now. I don't know
actually
what's
just
going on.
waffle.
Cursed energy into yourself amps your stats. So let's start after
I
Sukuna gets
think
completely
he's right
fucked
overall.
up by Gojo and kills him. At
His
this
point,
point,
at
he's at
least.
1 HP and barely any CE. We know this because he can only use domain expansion after he's recovered enough cursed energy, and even then he has to attach a fuck ton of binding vows, and also because the story literally says that he's low in cursed energy. He fights Kashimo and dodges his attacks in this near-death state.
Well, and
which
'cause
is
his
the
brain
last
is
century,
cooked.
despite what Kashimo Tards will
Kashimo.
tell you. And then he basically
Kashimo.
uses up the last of his cursed energy to turn Kashimo into the waffled one. At this point, he's fully incarnated, so he's at full HP and basically 0 CE. We know that he's incredibly
Yeah,
efficient
I don't
with
know about
cursed
basically
energy, so
zero,
he can
but,
use
yeah.
regular cleave.
Basically 0, but he's at half.
No. He's not though. He's saying he started off lower and progressed up to half,
But can't do
which is
domain
true
expansion.
to
He
an
can only
extent.
do
But
it
that
after he
doesn't
gets
mean
Black
it
Flash.
was nearly 0.
There's no way it was nearly 0.
flashes,
No,
which increased
not
the
at all.
ability to
Like, it could
manipulate
be
cursed
any
energy,
number
which
before
allowed him to have
half.
the output needed to do it with less cursed energy. Much like how Gojo was able to RCTF to 2 black flashes despite having low output. Sukuna may have regained his physical health, but at this point he hasn't regained his cursed energy, which makes him weaker than he was when fighting Yuta, and thusly he's getting stronger and stronger throughout the fight.
Okay, but this is just like assuming that he's getting like exponentially stronger, bro. Like in his graph, he shows it like as a gradual increase, like it's a very slight one.
I think it's just like
This is just power scalar waffle.
there's just no point even pretending
usually
you
so
can't measure it. We don't know.
Are
All we
attempted
know
to
is the
mitigate.
individual points where he should be stronger or weaker.
Sukuna was
The
weaker at
in-betweens
beginning
are
of the
so
fight.
grey.
Now that I've explained it so that even an actual lobotomite can understand, we can all acknowledge that using
You
that
did
damn
not.
cassette
You
at
did.
literally
You
any
did
point
not.
before Yuta's second domain would be infinitely better than using it when Sukuna is nearly fully recovered.
But he's not though.
Huh?
He's talking. Okay, okay, I get what he's going for. He's going for if the Sukuna at the beginning of the raid is weaker than the Sukuna that fought Yujo, that means it makes no sense to use the cassette against Yujo because it would have been more effective against normal Sukuna, and you could have used it for like Higuruma with his sword or whatever.
Yeah, they literally say like once like post transformation or like post Gojo fight, whatever, when they first jumped in, Yuta says that if they use the cassette or curse speech, then Inamaki most likely would have died. He used it later on at that point because Sukuna was much weaker.
Oh yeah, they do.
That is something that Yuta says.
Combined, we would have won easily. We should have had to carry a recording. Only one voice recording is possible. Where do they say? I know Toge's curse speech has reduced recoil because of timing. If we'd use it when Sukuna was in better condition, the kickback would have been fatal. He would have died. He would have just died.
That is what that literally is. Just Sukuna was, but the thing is that people don't understand, right? Is there's people always go to extremes. Sukuna post transformation, like right directly post transformation, yeah. So like Kashimo post transformation is stronger by a significant amount than the one that Yuta fought. Agreed?
I think so.
Well, I mean, that panel proves it.
Yeah, it does. Like it's
Right?
verbatim.
So that is stated. But what people take that as, which I get what this guy is saying, is that Sukuna being stronger, yeah, they then just go, oh, he restored his body. He is now full HP. That is in like in everything. His stat bars have been. It was a full replenish. Just because he's stronger than he is later doesn't mean he's the strong at his strongest.
I get what you
Because
mean.
there are people who really think the fucking 3 like punches that Yuji landed on Sukuna before Yuta's domain brought him from full all the way back down to
Yeah,
half.
no, that's retarded.
Whereas Sukuna himself literally says he's still feeling the effects of Gojo. He says it like 6 times throughout the fight.
Toge CT varies on the target strength. Using him when Sukuna is weaker is infinitely better than him than when
Okay, I mean, yeah, his point just gets debunked by the story.
using it when
He might be a leaks reader, bro.
recovering
Wait, is he
enough
not-
cursed energy.
But I'm confused about what he's. Is he not saying the same thing we are?
No, his point is that they should have used the recording when Sukuna was weaker because he thinks the weaker version of Sukuna is this version of Sukuna. Look, let's watch
Okay.
the part again.
Yeah, no.
Listen to it.
Around 10 fingers was weak and so we can fulfill his healing works. Nearly every JJK fan gets this wrong, which is genuinely hilarious. Let me explain this to you
Listen to
slowly
it.
so that you can understand. Sukuna was weaker
This version of Sukuna was weaker
here than he is.
than here in these 2 panels. That is what he is
Okay.
saying. So
We've just proved that false with a statement verbatim from the manga.
yes.
Understand
Done.
their
Wrapped
own
up.
manga, even
Debunked.
when it lived PG,
So why
since
don't you
watching
say it
with
slowly
Blood
so we can
Sugar
understand
was
you?
point
One more
blank.
fucking
The
time and
cassette
maybe you'll get it
worked
right.
Way better at that point and would have allowed him to blast his ass with a
Alright,
fight.
hold on.
He had 2 missing arms and
Okay, wait.
domain would be infinitely better than.
So listen.
Now that I've explained it so that even an actual lobotomite can understand, we can all acknowledge that using
Yeah, well,
that
a
damn
lobotomite
cassette
understands
at
better than you,
literally
apparently,
any
which is
point before
impressive.
Yuta's second domain would be infinitely better than using it when Sukuna is nearly.
Wait,
even
say
an
that?
actual lobotomite can understand. We can all acknowledge that using that damn cassette at literally any point before Yuta's second domain would be
Any point before Yuta's second domain.
Yeah, well, Yuta, the guy doing it, seems to disagree with you, mate.
infinitely
So
better.
Also, there's nothing to disagree. Like, after fighting Yuji, 7 black flashes, getting his, well, I wouldn't say his ass beat, but like fighting Yujo, Inumaki still almost fucking explodes, bro. Like, he's almost dead.
No, it's like it's ridiculous.
Using it when
This
Sukuna
is
near
blatantly wrong.
This is wrong.
fully recovered.
Like,
Toge CT varies on the target
no
strength.
debate to be
Using
had.
it when Sukuna is weaker is infinitely better than him than when using it when he recovered enough cursed
loud
energy
and
and
wrong.
output to the point where he's able to do domain expansion. Sukuna literally was in the same position he was in during the first Yuta fight. He had 2 missing arms and more damage given that his tongue was ripped out, and Yuji was doing blood supernovas point blank. The cassette would have worked way better at that point and would have allowed him to blast his ass with Jacob's ladder or to get Maki to long ways Gojo his ass. If not just using it during the executioner sword part of the plan so they can kill him instantly and easily.
Okay, so he just
They
doesn't.
don't want
he
to
just,
kill him.
He just,
They don't want to kill him, dude.
But yeah,
Oh
but the
my
whole point
God.
of this executioner sword is that it would like kill Sukuna, not Megumi, though.
Yeah, sure, but like,
But also,
he was,
it
he
just
said that
doesn't
thing
matter.
about Maki,
it,
like,
it doesn't.
fucking-
That one, yes, but it also doesn't matter. Like, he is proven wrong by the manga. Like, he is just
yeah, literally says it right there in black and white. Like,
like this only works if you're like
you
where
can
else would
explain
it
it as slow as you want, but you're wrong. Like, argue with Gege, bro. Unless you're gonna hit me with the no way you take cannons type shit, then you're not like you're just wrong.
And the same goes for Nobara. I don't know why JJK fans seem to think that Sukuna popped a fucking full heal like this shit is an RPG, since that literally destroys the scaling of JJK and would make Gojo's efforts to kill Sukuna for nothing. Genuinely
True.
hilarious to watch
That's
JJK fans
true.
fail to
That's
understand
still
their own
true,
manga
though.
even when it literally spells out the details for them. JJK fans truly can't read. But this doesn't even fucking matter anyways, because in my personal opinion,
Right. What do you mean it's just your personal opinion? You've spent the whole time going, it's not your personal opinion.
Do you say we can't read?
You did say we can't read.
If we'd used it when Sukuna was in better condition, the kickback would have been fatal. Any point before when Yuta used it implies that it was Sukuna in a better condition than when he was. So, okay.
And the whole context of the
already-
conversation is about why Yuta didn't pull up immediately.
Yes.
dead is a huge
Oh, it is the
asshole.
one
Its
he's talking about.
consequences are where the real plot holes lie. Jujutsu Society burns its corpses, and with Nobara being in a coma this entire time, that means that she was in some hospital bed this entire time instead of in an urn, meaning that Yuta could have easily eaten one of her fingers. Or
Why are we talking about Nobara again? How have we got
much
there?
of the Sukuna part relies on Sukuna standing still or being distracted, and so much of that redundancy and luck could just be cut out by fucking using resonance. Hey, you know how we need to get Sukuna to stand still for the executioner sword to work? Why not have Yuta use resonance copy, and then Higuruma stabs him? Why not have Yuta
Oh, I
use...
did, to be fair,
wait,
I
wait,
get
no,
that.
no. I know exactly why. Literally again in the panel.
Oh, yeah, Yuta Glade. But I love this chapter because it's just like,
It's just
this is why Yuta is the fucking best.
I think people just underestimate Sukuna because everything that everyone other than maybe Maki and Yuta and Yuji, he could have killed with like the smallest bit of effort. That is the whole point.
Oh, yeah.
And even Maki, like cheap shot right after he fought Yuji and Sukuna, Yuji and Yuta, no domain, no heart. She still gets like one tapped once he locks in.
In a pure, like, genuine one-on-one against that Sukuna, I would give Maki the best shot. That doesn't mean she has a good shot.
No, like it's just
So that's saying something.
it's just like the point is these plans don't work because if they ever show if Sukuna's ever in trouble, like in a way where he perceives that he could lose, he just locks in and fucking
Also-
kills them all.
Do you know what I hate about that? That also is just it's so overlooked, and it's such an important part. Is that it is, and they're right for saying this as well. The biggest threat during that arc was Kenjaku, not Sukuna.
True.
Kenjaku had to fucking go. That was the one that he had to go. Because the world literally ends if Kenjaku does his thing. Even Kusakabe was like, listen, if Kenjaku stays, we're cooked. Humanity is cooked. We're all doomed. If Sukuna stays, life will suck. But it will just suck. That's it, right? It's one of these threats was so unlike the other, and I feel like some JJK, like, you know, the whole thing about, oh, this is me getting a little bit glazy now, but like, I hate the whole Yuta needed Todo and Takaba and he needed to sneak Kenjaku
I see what
to
you
get
mean.
the dub.
I agree. I think it's
I
like it's one of those
hate that point.
I think it's like needed only in the sense that like he needs to retain as much of his power as possible for Sukuna rather than just use it on Kenjaku. Because if he
Not even just that, you needed to get it over with quick enough
That
to
too.
get back to the Sukuna fight as fast as possible, right?
Yep.
So if you have a way, right? So it clearly worked really well, right? Because it was efficient and it got the job done and they didn't have a prolonged conflict, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
you have that option that you can do, right? Which is sneaky and bush campy, yeah, and you don't have a real fight. You have that option, which helps you succeed in your long-term goals for, humanity not being destroyed. Or you can abandon everybody else, risk the entire verse dying to Sukuna, simply so that you can appease the Aura Farmer readers to get a drawn-out battle. And you've made the conclusion, because they chose the logically, massively, rationally more sensible choice, that he could never beat Kenjaku otherwise. That is me, it's irrelevant whether Yuta can beat Kenjaku. That is just me bringing up a scalery point now. But I hate that line of reasoning, the narrow-mindedness of some people. That's like, because they did this for the sake of the fucking story, it means this. And I hate it.
Okay, that was your...
I hate it.
Sure.
I hate it.
Use resonance copy, give the sword to Kusakabe, have him do
Kusakabe.
this, and then win instantly.
Again, it just implies that Sukuna would sit there and take it. Like, it's just, you plug the controller in everyone else's asses, and then you just unplug Sukuna's controller. Like,
It's the fucking Gojo Sukuna thing as well. Like, like the whole
yeah, we don't have to get
when
into
people
it.
talk about that, but you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah,
it is literally the control thing that's gonna stand there
Why
in a
not use
T-pose.
resonance copy in the domain instead of needing to fucking die, which makes Maki's job
I
a hell of a lot
agree
easier
with
and
that,
could let
though.
her actually kill Sukuna alongside.
I just think you would lock in and kill him, bro. I'll be honest. I'm turning into a Sukuna Glazer, but like, I don't know.
No, but like, I honestly think, like, they, like, you before even pulling up to fight Sukuna, Yuta should have copied resonance and just hard hammered that finger.
Pause.
No, but he should have, because like his resonance would be way stronger than Nobaro's.
But I guess you then
He's
run the
put
worry
so
of
much
if he's
focus and
if he's
energy
carrying
into
he has to carry the finger around, no?
No, why doesn't he just go to them after killing Kenjaku? Go to
Oh,
Tsujime
after
and
killing
go to Genji.
Kajaku.
That is like, bro, he gets around so quick. They've got Ui as well. Like,
Hmm.
that is one that I theorized about, and is like, it makes a lot of sense. I'm not upset it didn't happen, because fine, but like, it was a better plan, but still.
I can give that.
It was, yeah.
Letting Yuta try again with blasting Sukuna with Jacob's ladder. Why not use resonance copy when Gojo was losing to Sukuna after?
No, don't do that. I hate that.
What?
Why didn't they just all jump Sukuna at the same time as Gojo? Why didn't Hikari and Todo do it? Because they could survive being around Gojo.
Clash, or when he was about to get cleaved by Sukuna. Basically,
Themes and such.
is coded writing. If the main cast used their fucking brains,
It
Sukuna would
is!
go way different.
What?
It is goated writing. Do you not get annoyed by that when people are like, "Oh, why didn't these characters just like jump in and like use
do.
resonance while Gojo's fighting Sukuna?" We know why. We know why. It's not just for the sake of convenience.
It's because he wouldn't want that either.
Yeah. The whole point was about Gojo fighting it. That's why it's great that Yuta does try and jump in.
Yuta interfering in the Gojo fight never had to happen because he could just spam resonance copy whenever he thought Gojo was gonna get molested, and since Sukuna can't predict it, he's completely fucked. Once again, imagine resonance copy when Sukuna was gonna kill Gojo in the domain.
Probably
Resonance copy
only
when
works
Sukuna was jumping Gojo with top 3 and top 4 of the verse. The story breaks in a variety of ways thanks to Nobara being alive. Literally layers upon layers of dogshit writing and plot holes. JJK when it comes to being layered as it gets even worse upon reread. All this applies to the cassette too, by the way, since I've proven that Sukuna was weaker at the beginning of the fight.
You haven't reread
You
shit.
haven't proved anything about the Cassette Sukuna being weaker, by the way. I'm sorry. Like,
You've reread jack shit.
All these problems compound on themselves, right? And this is the consequence of Nobara being alive. If she hypothetically woke up earlier or later, then I could write an entirely different script on the amount of plot hole bullshit that could result in. Hell, I could write an entire video.
Yes,
on
we
how
know you
bullshit
don't
the
like the Nobara thing.
executioner sword
Fuck.
is.
We're still talking about
Nobara.
Nobara.
To specifically kill Sukuna while leaving Megumi solo alone, so that should obviously be the main plan, right? Keeping the sword in play for as long as possible should be the obvious choice. Shoko should be focused on killing Hiruma as fast as possible. They should be bringing him back into the fray constantly, giving different characters a chance to stab him with the sword. Anything. The executioner sword is literally the fastest and easiest.
but wouldn't you have to then win the trial again?
Yeah, it kind of is sort of pointless.
It is like by the time Higuruma's back.
Also, we like, it's kind of ballsy to say she wasn't trying her hardest to heal Higuruma.
Yeah, it is. It's like they probably were. It's just they were
Yeah.
knocked out. Like,
Probably took a while.
The way to solve all their problems while allowing Megumi to be saved, but it's treated like the least important thing on the planet. Hell, they unironically put more stock into fucking Yujo and that convoluted bullshit than they do the ability to instantly kill Sukuna and save Megumi. So much of Shinjuku's ass, but I think the worst part of it is that fucking sword, given how it's just inherently bad writing to have an insta-kill weapon that is this easy to use and to combo with to save the day. Eche could have easily just wrote the sword to not be able to kill Sukuna only based on some bullshit excuse, or hell, literally anything else. He could have made it so that the sword kills both of them and made it so that the cast had to choose between either killing Sukuna the easy way or putting the sword on a lower priority in order to save Megumi. Hell, Geje could have made Yuji have to grapple with that subconsciously by either not working as hard to get Sukuna hit by the sword or to have resonance actually fucking
Stop saying Geje.
a bit of a plan to Sukuna with regards to the sword. But even then, all this doesn't matter, as Geje already had an excuse with Higuruma going to turn himself in after he fought Yuji. There's literally no story reason for him to be in Shinjuku, especially since his death was a fake out.
no reason for him to be in Shinjuku? we for real?
I mean, like,
Are we-
can you imagine? All right. Can you imagine? Yeah, a story. Imagine your favorite stories, right? Now imagine they were written with absolute and complete, pitch perfect realism and rationality. Wouldn't that be so fun and entertaining as well? But imagine, final arc of Shinjuku Showdown, we pull up and we stab Sukuna with the Executioner Blade and the series ends. Can you imagine that?
It would
Wouldn't that
be-
be peak?
Yeah,
That'd be
because-
so fucking peak,
Because
dude.
then it would like make sense, you know. I gotta find it. I'm sorry. It's just like it's so weird to me. It's just like it is just that point of like, why does anything happen ever, you know?
But it's like it makes sense if it's jarring, right? The Nobara thing is jarring. It was a hype moment. I enjoyed it. It's handled like trash, right? Some of these
can't
points,
find it.
like the Inamaki thing, with the exception of it just being blatantly wrong, is so fucking nitpicky and pedantic that when you weigh up the issue of there being maybe something little that you can think of a better alternative versus the utility you gain by reading it and just enjoying it, they're not close. I would much rather a lot of these things happen than don't. And when there's like not actually any kind of real grounded decent criticism for why it like shouldn't happen or should happen, then it doesn't matter. If there's a big reason and it's jarring, fine. I agree. At that point, it's just sort of leveling, right? But
I don't know, bro.
You know.
You read this stuff, it's like someone who can't look you in the eye, and then you get to the next page, and it's like you've got it from here, and he finally
but-
looks him in the eye, and it's like this shit's fucking gas. Like
yeah, the Nanami thing, and it's just
like
good.
it's
just
good. It's good. It's just I don't like you just don't like it. That's it. It's
But it's the
Which makes
logic
his
of like, okay, this guy wanted Kiguruma to actually die instead of living or some shit, right? I don't know what he wants. There was something about the conclusion of the Higuruma thing that he didn't like or was complaining about, whatever. Right?
Possible flashback to Nanami
Are
since he
we-
didn't fucking know him, even more hilarious in hindsight. Higuruma was going to jail.
wait, the flashback to Nanami. That's Yuji though.
Nanami since he didn't fucking Juku, especially since his death was a fake out, which makes his impossible flashback to Nanami since he didn't fucking know him even more.
But that has nothing to do with
What?
Huh?
Are we serious? Who? Wait, is he? No. Just before I like crash out, because maybe I'm just getting this the wrong way. But like, is he saying that he thinks Higuruma's having that flashback?
I don't know. I hope not. I'm assuming
That's what it sounds like.
It does sound like that a little bit. I feel like I'm missing something.
Yeah, no, no,
Hilarious
yeah.
in hindsight.
I'm gonna just play it again.
After he fought Yuji, there was literally no story reason for him to be in Shinjuku, especially since his death was a fake out, which makes his impossible flashback to Nanami since he didn't fucking know him even more hilarious in hindsight. Higuruma was going to jail to repent for his killing of innocents, something that everyone in the main cast hate, as obviously they want to save innocent lives, so they'd also not care about Higuruma given that they'd have to team up with someone who kills for fun. But then again, hey, they all let children.
Seriously.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm about to fucking crash out.
Seriously.
I'm about to crash out. I'm about to crash out. Like, no.
Oh, crash. Do it.
No,
Do it,
we
crash.
can't be serious. We can't. Okay, first of all, he says Higuruma is gonna turn himself in because he has to face punishment. It's in the manga. It's in the manga. He's gonna. This is why he's taking part in this. Is because he wants to punish himself and he wants to kill himself. Basically, like he wants to finish his role and die. Like, that is his whole thing because he wants to atone the thing he's saying that he's not doing. First of all, second of all, Higuruma killing for fun.
Yeah, that's mad.
When did that happen? When has that ever been presented as a for fun thing?
I think he's drawing between the I've tried new things recently. I enjoyed bathing with my clothes on a lot more than you would expect, and it's kind of, I think he's linked it to trying something new, as in killing people. Yes, he really looked like he enjoyed that. Actually.
Yeah. Like,
Yes, didn't it feel awful? Yeah, no, he had a great time.
almost like it's kind of meant to be like not a one-to-one, a callback of what he says in the beginning of the fight, where he's not actually showing his true feelings. But once, the fight is over, you get to see that he's actually remorseful. Because guess what he does after the fact? Oh, right. He says he's going to go wander about what he should do because he needs to atone for the people that he killed, and he's going to turn himself in once the calling games are over.
No, but themes and such don't exist in JJK.
This is actually, Okay.
Gojo on the team, even though he was directly responsible for helping seal Gojo and killing people during Shibuya.
Yeah. No shit. Does anyone?
Is he?
Did we
don't know.
not? Did we not watch the Yuki thing? Did we not like? I don't know. It's whatever.
You could have
I
just
don't know
had
what to say.
Higuruma in jail and not able to get out, since the higher-ups were the only ones with access to the Japanese government and who could give him a pardon or set him free, and the higher-ups are fucking dead. And I'm sure that the cast wouldn't behave exactly like the higher-ups everyone despises, allowing people to live or die based on how useful they are to them, right?
Just like literally the whole, bro. Yuji offered Sukuna the chance. You're complaining about Higuruma living. Yuji, the main character, offered Sukuna a chance to live at the end of the series, and this is what we're focusing on.
Oh. Man, the cope in this video is so dog shit, bro. I don't know.
Ah, you're
how
fucking right, it is.
fans genuinely just live in delusion like this.
I want to note that this is my top 1 most hated scene in all of JJK. It's not even close, because yes, I can cope about the minimal hints towards her coming back, but at the end of the day, the execution was terrible. But personally, I can't just call it an asshole.
Like,
Let's see, he's just said the same thing I did. He's got a brain.
like, this bitch gonna be doing some weird shit.
After this, he talks about a moment with poor execution, which is Miguel coming back.
When Miguel came back into the story, I was furious and thought Gege was on some absolute BS. I got multiple bangers on Twitter making fun of it because it seems so bizarre. We hadn't seen this black bum since JJK 0.
Alright,
See
let's
this
chill.
black bum. Okay, bro.
Then, most people didn't even recognize who he was. In the next chapter, however, we find out that after declining the invitation from Yuta, he and LaRue decide to pull up anyways because of Geto, and so he pulls up at the best time possible, saving Weeby from Sukuna and starting his fight.
Yes, Gambler, that's exactly the same thing as the character was confirmed dead twice, magically waking up from a coma and hitting a Deus Ex Machina to save the main character quite literally with the power of friendship after they spent God knows how long fighting the main villain. Spending 2 months in a coma and conveniently waking up out of the blue with no prior setup is totally the same as being convinced to fight and only appearing when it's safe for you because you don't want to risk your life fighting the strongest sorcerer. Oh yeah, by the way, Navarro woke up about an hour ago from when she used resonance, so why didn't she just spam the absolute fuck out of any and every opportunity?
Well, she was probably not like
You
fully
can't spam it.
that, but also she probably just wasn't fully like awake. You know, like
Yeah, bro, give her a fucking biscuit or something. You know?
right? She's been dead for like 2 months practically. Like I imagine she's still not fully capable. It's like that's not a plot hole.
Instead of waiting at the literal last second after everyone else got fucked. Unless you want to claim that Yuji and Sukuna chatting in their domain took an
Yes,
entire fucking hour,
so
which is genuinely
few
unbelievable.
parts of this
23
video
minutes.
have
Yeah,
been
they
about a
Sniper chat
plot
the entire
hole.
fucking episode to give Sukuna any semblance of a character that Geji couldn't. An entire
I'm
fucking
sorry,
hour.
I'm laughing at the
Actually
gameplay.
unbelievable bullshit. Assuming that the post-Gojo Sukuna fight has taken at least 2 hours since her being awake before the fight raises way more questions, then she could have easily stopped anything from around the halfway mark when Maki stabbed Sukuna. Ironically enough, Miguel coming back isn't an aspel, but actually just a really good example of Geji's terrible post-Shibuya writing style in
Geji.
action. He sets up a bullshit cliffhanger and then desperately tries to explain it in the next chapter. I actually have a good portion of my future JJK critique video dedicated to Geji's weird writing style, and once you notice it, you can't fucking unsee it. Some good examples are the entirety of the Yuki fight, where shit just happens, and then Geji does a flashback in the next chapter to the characters talking about it off screen, instead of just having all the characters do their plan in the beginning and then execute.
That's just not.
What a fucking
This
weird
is so
complaint.
it's so stupid. There's like 50 million different ways to do like plans. You can have a plan happen before the thing itself, or you can do it like after the fact, or you can do it in the middle of it. There's no like right way or wrong way. It's just
Using the Yuki fight, which I felt like was executed in, I feel like it's a good example of writing like that. I think a bad example of writing like that is the time skip and how that was managed, right?
agree.
Like I think we should have just seen the time skip.
I agree. Like it's just every series has like a different way that they execute plans. Like it's not inherently good or bad.
It's just weird. I feel like every point this guy makes in the video, like even when he's right, he finds a way to still be wrong.
It just sounds like personal preference and you don't like it. Like I don't know.
No, it's a plot hole. It's a plot hole. And we're elitists
Toto coming back in the
and a cult.
resonance bullshit. Excuse happening within the same chapter. Gojo dying in the explanation happening in the next chapter. Yuji
That
using
is
his domain
not a
and
plot
then it
hole. That
being
is not like a. I mean, you can call it a writing quirk. That's not what. Gojo dying and then being explained in the next chapter. When else would it have been explained?
Yeah, before he dies. Hello?
Like the whole. That's not a. If anything, that is a good writing decision because it makes
Oh.
the turn, like the page turn, fucking crazy. That is so strange. This is actually such a strange. I've never heard this from this perspective.
explains the last ditch move in the next chapter, literally the entirety of the Sukuna fight, because
I thought I'd heard every complaint under the sun about JJK. This guy is genuinely pulling out shit I have never heard anyone talk about ever.
I respect
Half of
that.
this shit ain't even crossed my mind,
himself
bro.
a free ticket by doing that 1 month time skip bullshit, and Yuta possessing Gojo only to have a desperate explanation happen right afterwards, to name a few. Keiji basically uses these flashbacks as a convenient convenient
KJ,
method to
by the way.
contextualize and justify random actions happening within the story by retconning setup into the story that never existed beforehand because he didn't want to write the setup or the context
Alright,
for those
pause.
actions.
If I managed to literally months before the Yuta thing, make I made a video months before and then a video leading up to the chapter, saying that Yuta was going to come back with Six Eyes and Limitless, and I explained themes and such and foreshadowing that existed for it. Sure, a lot of it was like you would have to like read the series a fair bit and really think about it to get. It's definitely not surface level. But if I'm able to sit there and do that, and then what I say is going to happen based on that information then happens, you cannot say that in that happening and the explanation for it is therefore whipped up in the heat of the moment to just do it. If there is stuff that exists that I'm able to read and go, this to me seems like we're heading towards this direction, and then that's where we head, like, it's obviously something. Do you know what I mean? Do you get what I'm saying?
You're saying that there is something there. It's not like completely coming out of nowhere.
It is there. Again, that it's more themes and such rather than the technical jujutsu explanation for how he did it, which I agree. A lot of that stuff surrounding Kenjaku's technique and Yuta's copy is very muddled and questionable, and convenient and ass-pully in places. And I think the execution of the conclusion of the Yuta thing is horrific.
I mean, I
But
don't
the actual-
blame Gege on that one. That one. He was like fucking dying.
I don't
bro.
blame him either. Yeah, hell no. But like, it doesn't change the fact that it is bad.
It is bad.
Happening
But it's like
when
the
they were
themes and
supposed to
such are
happen,
all
instead
there
of using
for
flashbacks
ages.
as they naturally are to strengthen characters and themes. We see the effect, and Geje manufactures the cause rather than including it beforehand. Retroactive explanations like this are bullshit because it's giving reasoning to a shit decision by stating that it was made in the past without any actual setup for it in the past. It's a free pass for Geje to do whatever the fuck he wants, and normally people are willing to call out this bullshit. Like if I had a gun in the wall and in Act 3 I stabbed someone to death with a flashback right after I stabbed them, to me justifying why I have to use the knife instead of the gun, then that's bad writing because the reasoning and explanation should come before the
This is literally, I don't know. This is like a lack of a person who I don't think has ever written anything creatively in their life. Like everything needs to be super efficient. Everything needs to be exactly explained. Everything needs to be XYZ. It can't ever have any deviation. Like every writing technique and trope that exists, and you can choose to use it as it is intended, or good authors, skilled authors, take it and they change it around and they morph it to be something else. Like it's not... This just shows like a fundamental lack of, I guess, experience in actually writing anything.
But which is fine to have, but then it's strange to have no real understanding of it and then go on to effectively shit on someone's work in a field that you don't understand.
Yeah, no, it's
Which people do. I've done that before as well. It's a like I get it. Like but there's levels to it, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
action. It's cause and effect, not effect and hastily explained cause. Like I said, it's basically just Geje retconning parts of his story on the fly.
And
Oh,
nothing.
man, at least get his name right, bro.
And nothing.
Like,
Nothing would change if these things happened before. Like realistically, nothing changes.
yeah, nothing changes at all.
Like it's just he just.
And it's also not a plot hole.
It's abundance.
Oh my god.
Adding shit in after the fact, whenever needed, or inserting random elements into this instead of showing.
Excuse me, Mr. Quick Rundown. When do we get to the plot hole section of the video
Mr.
titled Jujutsu Kaisen's Abundance of Plot Holes?
Mr. Quick Rundown. When does this video get quick?
And can you name a point you have that hasn't got anything to do with Nobara?
Yeah, because Shibuya was well written and was an arc that set up as much plot points as it paid off, but it doesn't work in the final fucking confrontation because JJ needed to set these kinds of things up in advance instead of just giving us flashbacks where he desperately tries to in the moment. Could you imagine a version of JJK where the audience knew that if Gojo failed, Yuta would have to take over his body to even stand a chance?
Well, that would be fucking boring if we knew. It would.
But it could work either way.
It could work either way. You just sacrifice different like aspects of the story. On one hand, if you don't know, you get the surprise, and it's like, oh shit, that happened. If you do know, it's just like, when will this happen, or will this happen? There's like a different. It's like just different levels. Like neither style is right or wrong. I don't like this binary of one is good, one is bad.
Yeah, it just doesn't work like that.
Sukuna, if Geje just put in a thought or a line from Gojo that said something
I'll
like,
just start calling it Gege.
I'm not gonna let my students become monsters,
Geje.
I alone hold that burden. Instead, we just get basically retconned in bits of the story because Geje is incapable of writing out consequences. to
What
an
was
action unless
retconned?
I don't know.
He keeps
That's pretty
saying that. but not actually telling us what has
of
been
in the setup
retconned.
either while the consequence is happening or after it's already happened. Crazy how nobody brings this up when they're critiquing JJK. It's all either Masukuna cycle or merger, even though the merger not happening genuinely was bullshit since it was a culmination of multiple teams within JJK that all flopped and made several arcs completely worthless the second Kenjaku died. Anyways,
I hate that. I hate that shit so much. I hate that shit. I know I've said it already. How does it make a completely separate arc? Which, okay, let's this guy. What I'm imagining is he watched the arc setup. He was like, "Oh, I really like that shit. That was great," and then got this stuff way later. Looks back on the arc he once loved and went, "Oh my god, you're trash." How?
I don't know. It's just
Bro, if you have a really, really bad last day of your year, but you had a really good every other day of your year, is the year now dog shit for you? You've gone 2026 is the worst year of my life because of this one day that ruined my fucking weird character development arc that happened in January. No! What?
I don't know. It's just, did the merger like even need to happen? I would have liked to have seen it, but that's like the doomsday scenario. Everyone fucking dies.
It's one of those things where there's just a middle ground. We take too many extremes here. It didn't need to happen, but the way it didn't happen was underwhelming. It could have not happened in a much better way. Do you know what I mean?
I can agree with that.
Miguel coming back isn't an asshole by any sense of the term. It's just Geje's writing style, and it's a shit one at that. He then says that Miguel had less justification for coming back than Nobara.
Stop the cap.
Ironically enough, Miguel coming back is actually an example of something out of the blue that actually gets justified within a few pages, and within the constraints of Geje's shitty writing style, unlike Nobara. For reference, Miguel had 4 pages of explanation. Nobara had 2 panels, and if you want to count this guy's copes, the gauntlets. Not even a full page. And it's not even like people are asking for anything insane. All they're asking for are key bits of information, like on-screen confirmation that Nobara was fucking alive, which obviously could have happened.
We're still on Nobara, by the way. I zoned the fuck out. We're still talking about Nobara.
I wanna have a point about the gauntlets as well. Okay. If we ignore the finger thing, that the gauntlets were hiding the finger, that's the roll, right? Just before we reach that point, that chapter, yeah, was there any indication at all at any point that these gauntlets had a significant role to play other than them literally just existing?
No.
So what I want to know, would it have really, even if it didn't have a role, imagine they weren't hiding the finger, right?
Do you want to know the most significant part of these gauntlets? Let me show you the most significant part. Chapter 238, I think.
To finish my point, it's just that, like,
this is the most significant part of the gauntlets.
No, but like,
it's like Yuji putting them on made everyone think, oh, they must be super special. That's it.
But like, yeah, would it have really been so fucking terrible if he just had them and they looked cool?
No.
Like in the form, as in like, the Yuta and...
I'm back. Alon's had diarrhea, so we had to pause.
Okay.
Listen, nobody's watching this fucking video all the way here, so...
I know.
We're fine. Okay, I forgot, dude. I was zoned out at this point. It's more Nobara.
You started talking about Nobara again.
The 1 month of time that Geche skipped over if he wasn't dedicated to the writing style of having shit happening and then explaining it afterwards in a flashback. And this is what I mean to talk about in the grand scheme of things. JJK fans seem to be absolutely incapable of admitting that Geche had bad priorities when it comes to his writing, or that people may have an issue with certain plot points and how Geche chose to focus on them. And they write up massive cope threads and make cope videos like this because they just seem to be incapable of letting go. You can explain away literally anything you want if you're willing to write up enough bullshit fanfiction in your head to justify it. The dark side of the force is a pathway to many abilities that some consider to be unnatural after all. Somehow Sukuna, but the entire reason why
oh my god, why does he put shit for like 1 femtosecond?
Some consider to be unnatural after all. Somehow Sukuna...
Gege never explained how he did this, by the way, and only admitted this was clickbait so JJK wouldn't get axed. How Sukuna healed him?
I don't even want to engage with this.
And also, it's just a wrong reading of what Gege said.
I don't even know if Gege said anything.
Gege said that at this point, he was, because of the ratings, he was worried that JJK would fucking get axed. So he wrote Yuji to die as a way to like conclude the story, so that if he did get axed, then the conclusion is Yuji dies. It's whatever.
It'd be a little short story or some shit.
Uh-huh.
Alright, sure.
But because Yuji didn't die, he had to get rezzed.
But the entire reason why
Alright.
most people who aren't hardcore Geje gaggers aren't satisfied is because the bullshit fanfiction isn't enough. They want actual
Geje.
setup and screen time in the story, because that shows intentionality and shows that the mangaka hasn't just pulled this plot point out of nowhere and has clearly planned for it, almost like they have some.
Well, you clearly planned to say that properly, but
Okay.
you fucked up the recording, so go fuck yourself.
Okay, wait. Just before you press play, I wanna explain to this guy specifically, like, the problem with what you're saying here. So for the whole video, now he's talking about like the JJK Glazers like can't comprehend that some people want things to be the way he's explaining. So stuff explained first, like the linear style that you like explain, do all that like kind of more thorough setup, and then pay off and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
To which like Gege didn't take that approach with a lot of things, and there are lots of elements where Gege does have there are arse pulls in JJK. I'm not trying to say there aren't. Okay, some of these criticisms are valid, some very specific ones, but what this guy doesn't seem to understand is that, okay, sure, some people will, but like me, for example, I don't have a problem with you not liking JGK and how it's written. I'm not trying to sit here and tell you you should like it or shouldn't have an issue with the things you have an issue with, unless they're wrong. But like, it's so strange to go, this is why I don't like it, so you're a fucking idiot for liking it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you don't like it, that's fine. I doesn't like my life goes on. World keeps going round. I don't care. I think disliking something enough that you feel passionately enough to make a hour-plus long video about it is weird, but if that's what you want to do, go for it. I just cannot stand people who call other people elitists and then express their points in a way where it's like, they say, you're dumb for thinking this, you're dumb for thinking this, you're dumb for liking this, you're a cult, you're an elitist, and then concluding the video with, why can't JJK fans just understand this is why I don't like the story?
True.
Thing called expectations, and don't just mindlessly glaze a manga for the sake of it. I personally think that it's a reasonable assumption to make that anything that's critical to understanding how the story happens should be included within the story, and not just inferred by a massive copium and random individual
And I think you should step away from the mic so you don't fucking peek on it all the time, buddy.
This is just a techie way of saying that he doesn't like that other people like JJK.
At
Who
least
cares?
in the real world. And if that kind of info is missing from the story, then
Why
I
do
think
you
it maybe
care?
would be reasonable to describe that as some sort of hole in the plot. Hey, what would a name for that be? Still, what can and can't be reasonable for an audience to assume is a difficult balance to strike. Unfortunately, JJK Glazers store that balance right out the window by assuming absolutely everything and giving Geje the benefit of the doubt, even when he really doesn't deserve it. Most
Oh, you mean
JJK
even when
fans
he's
just
like
write
got his fucking appendix removed and he's in the hospital, right? And I can't give him the benefit of the doubt for that. Actually, that's too much. That would be crazy.
No, of course not.
entire fanfiction scenes and inject them into the story to make sense of the events that are happening. Isn't it funny that the only way this guy can think of
That does
patching
happen a
this
fair
ass
bit,
pull is
to
by
be
bringing
honest.
forth all these unrelated bits like Toto being hidden or Miguel appearing out of nowhere when all people were asking for was like a page or two talking about Nobara's status, clearly, or even a single panel where we get confirmation that she's an ash.
We're still talking about Nobara, bro.
Nothing. It's not like fuck didn't anybody tell you
Oh
that
my
Nobara
God.
was alive during the entire
We know! We know, we agree, it sucks, but you've gone Jujutsu Kaisen's abundance of plot holes, named no plot holes, and talked about one ass pull.
Oh my god, whatever.
that it was something he could copy. Sukuna wasn't able to guide him to do it, or else he would have come up with a world-cutting slash.
Oh wait, we got something else?
The real Aspel is
something
given.
new.
The Aspel for this one lies in a completely different place than most people expect. Sure, Sukuna killing Gojo is complete bullshit because he should
Oh
have
my
been able
god.
to see it coming, but stick with me here. The real Aspel is that
Oh my
Mahoraga
God.
was very conveniently able to create the exact kind of adaptation Sukuna needed instead of coming up with another useless one for him like he did the first time. Sure, Sukuna told him to lock in, but it's not like Mahoraga would have magically listened like Sukuna said. The adaptation was
What?
random and he just got lucky that it was something he could copy.
What?
Sukuna wasn't able
Okay, wait, just, no. Prior to that fight, there was absolutely no explanation at all about how Mahoraga works. Right? There's no information about whether an adaptation is random, yeah, or whether he has influence over an adaptation. Okay? And bear in mind that the only thing we've seen previously to this is an untamed Mahoraga. Yeah?
Uh-huh.
He's going, Mahoraga can't do that, so why was he able to do it here? Motherfucker! Because Gege says so? There was no explanation for how Maharaga, let alone tamed, works. Yeah? Gege is showing us this is how Maharaga works. This is how tamed Maharaga works. What you're effectively saying is, nah, Gege, you're wrong.
There are two instances of Maharaga like following directions as well, you know.
Wait, which is the other one?
The one of show me what you got. You are my shadow.
Yeah.
Not Megumi Fushiguro's. And then there's the one where the classic.
That's different though, because that's not adaptation. That's just following instructions.
Oh, I see what you mean. I think he just said something else. Like, hold on, let me.
Listen like Sukuna, like he did the first time. Sure, Sukuna told him to lock in, but it's not like Maharaga would have magically listened like Sukuna said.
Do you see what I'm saying?
No, but yeah, but his point is that Maharaga's adaptations are random, and that Maharaga cannot actually listen to Sukuna and choose an adaptation that would suit him. Which it doesn't. There's no. If there's been no prior information about that at all, if there was an explanation and it's contradicted by
fair
this,
to him, he's
sure.
calling it bullshit. He's not calling it a plot hole.
But I don't like.
Adaptation was random, and he just got lucky that it was something he could copy. Sukuna wasn't able to guide him to do it.
He's just decided how it works. He's just sat there and said the adaptation is random. That's what I have a problem with. He's decided this is how it works, and concluded the reason it's bullshit is because he's basing it off this made-up notion that it works differently to how Gege is literally telling us it works.
Think about it from the fucking story perspective. Like, how boring would it be to see Maharaga cycle through like 10 adaptations before he finally finds one? Like, it's a cool moment for the lock-in, like you're on my shadow, not Megumi Fushiguro's, and then it's also a cool fucking like change in panel. Like,
yeah, wait, you're right, because like, no, you're so right, because if Gege just made it so that...
Yeah, so like if it keeps cycling over and over, it loses the impact that it had with this as well.
But if Gege just made World Cutting Slash the first adaptation Maharaga has, and that whole dialogue never happened, there would be no problem here. His point is nullified, right? Because it's just the first adaptation that happens, and Sukuna can use it. There would be no reason to have an issue with it, right?
All right, sure.
How does having the first one take away anything?
It doesn't, but it's just like a really weird pedantic point.
It takes away nothing to have it.
I can't believe I'm gonna have to turn into fucking Sukuna Defender here, bro. Come on.
Come up with the World Cutting Slash adaptation. The first time Maharaga adapted and Gojo would have died way earlier, and the first adaptation was him simply changing his curse energy to...
But he wouldn't have died earlier. Because...
Literally wouldn't.
Because Sukuna would have to despawn Maharaga to use the World Cutting Slash. If Gojo got his arm cut off and Sukuna unsummoned Maharaga and started making a fucking hand sign at him even though he has no domain, Gojo is not sitting there like, I should sit here and take this.
Yeah, like Gojo's guard is at the pinnacle of what it could be at that moment.
Yes, literally, like he is locked.
That's why it comes crashing down afterwards, because it was that fucking high.
Nullify infinity on contact, something that Sukuna couldn't do. So let's see what copes this fully grown man comes up with to excuse
Gambler's like 19, bro.
plot holes in a children's comic book for people halfway across the globe.
The next thing most
By the way, no hate to Gambler.
people turned to was World Cutting Slash. And I love having this conversation because I've always been on the camp that this made sense, even when I didn't understand what it meant back in the day.
Nigga, you literally just admitted that you mindlessly plays Getjay and that it doesn't matter if shit makes sense to you.
Getjay.
If you can understand.
Because something doesn't have to make sense, like perfect fucking logical sense for it to be good, like as a narrative tool.
Yeah, for you to like it.
Exactly. Like, it's such a stupid, like literally, it has to, this is power scalar brain. And
it is, like,
what's
you've
happening
gone,
because you
what the fuck? You like it even though you've admitted it doesn't make sense. Death to thee. Shut up. He likes it. Leave him alone.
an excuse in your mind anyways. Holy shit, I genuinely didn't think that JJ would actually admit this so brazenly. Actually insane. Could you imagine?
Also, he said at the time, is there anything wrong with liking it for not a reason and then like coming up to like a deeper appreciation because you find out like, oh shit, this makes even more sense than I thought before?
Yeah.
Imagine if like a
What's the
Kagurabachi
point of fiction?
Wait, Kagurabachi.
Oh, wait, hold up.
Kagurabachi.
actually
Run
admit
it
this
back.
so brazenly. Actually insane. Could you imagine if like a Kagurabachi fan or a Dandadan fan went, yeah, I don't actually care about the story, I'll just glaze the show no matter what, even if I think it makes no sense. This is such a fucking gargantuan monumental self-snip.
But that's not even what he's saying. He's saying about that one fucking move.
That's just such a nothing burger point, because
Like,
if someone did say that, why would it matter?
Yeah, and I just, it's such a nothing burger point because, like, how should I say this? I'm fucking blanking. like you can like the mechanic of the world cutting slash without understanding dick about it. Like it could make the most
Yeah.
nonsense possible, but it doesn't change the fact that it is like a fucking crazy moment. Like I think it's justified in the story. It doesn't need to be the most perfectly explained thing ever, and it probably is perfectly
Holy
explained
shit,
later.
This is the soundbite that describes the entire JJK fanbase. Anyways, this
Okay, bro, you literally thought that the Sukuna that just reincarnated is fucking stronger than the one with a missing heart, no 2 arms, plus 7 black flashes later. Like, let's be real.
entire
Plus
segment is just him
verbatim
recapping what
statement that it
happened.
wasn't.
Yes.
And he doesn't actually explain how
Bro, this guy thought Higuruma knew fucking Nanami, so I don't know.
it's not possible either
yeah.
a straw man of an argument is or any way that I think it is. He also forgets to mention that Sukuna has DBZ intelligence,
What Toriyama does to make characters seem battle smart, okay?
aka he can copy something after seeing it once, which is how he was able to put a soul into Yuji's finger to possess Megumi. Sukuna copying World Cleave isn't the problem, it's the fact that he got it on the second try. If Mahara
Bro, literally, who cares? This is such a who cares statement.
Yeah, like no one has ever in the history of JJK complained about that.
didn't adapt in that exact convenient way at that extremely convenient time, then he would have fucking died. By the way, isn't it sad that I have to do the defending for
Would he have died?
Sukuna.
Like, you just replace all the things. He doesn't get the adaptation. Gojo kills Maharaga. Sukuna goes into true form. He's still, like... And he's still fighting Gojo with an advantage.
Gojo's, I still think.
I think Gojo
would've-
would win, but it's like, it's not like a fucking instant, he's
you
dead
s-
now.
Is he still getting unlimited off?
Yeah, this is post-unlimited.
I
I think Gojo
Let's not-
makes
let's
it...
not even go
I
into
think Gojo makes it clear, like, Sukuna could win pretty much any scenario.
no, I think the fight
JJK fan
continues.
because he hasn't actually read the manga.
Am I the only one who did the reading?
I'm sorry, I just have
just
to point out a couple
Just
of
pull it up,
things. I'm just
pull it
gonna-
up again.
I'm just gonna pull up a couple of these, like, I don't know.
I think bring up the Sukuna Inamaki thing is
Let's see if I have it
that's the
still saved.
if you don't have it, don't worry. As long as
Okay, bro.
We also literally find out that Sukuna couldn't use the attack unless he made hand signs. A binding vow. World Cutting Slash is like the maximum version of his technique, the strongest thing in Shrine's arsenal.
Yes, the maximum technique for Sukuna. Someone else's fucking attack using someone.
He said it's like
that's
like
pedantic.
it is
that's
pedantic.
so pedantic.
like it,
Someone else's CT in order to even get it in the first place. By the way,
You've
Megumi
described yourself.
possessed by
This
Sukuna
was
is
you
also
for the entirety of the video.
a huge ass pull as well, because cages are said to be 1 in a million, and consuming Sukuna's fingers is like consuming a deadly poison, which is presumably due to a soul being put into them. Anyways, that's 0 for 2 now. Not gonna cover the Gojo off guard thing because 1, it doesn't really count as a separate ass pull, and 2, if I do, then my blood pressure is gonna spike to unhealthy levels. But I think
Not
it's
an
really
ass
funny
pull,
that
it's
Gege
called writing.
himself has to make excuses
Shitty
because he
writing.
knows that Gojo not dodging is complete bullshit, and that he literally sacrificed his story to kill off Gojo and then sacrifice the actual main villain just to have enough time to figure out what the fuck he was gonna do next. Also, Gojo saying he would have lost without 10 shadows is retarded with this in mind, because Gege himself has now stated that if Gojo wasn't off-guarded, he wouldn't have lost, meaning
that's just not
That's
what
not
he
what he
said.
said.
He said he would have avoided a fatal blow. That could mean he lost his legs, one of his arm, his toenail, like half of his body, anything that would have been fatal. It can mean anything. That's all it means.
It's also just so dumb. I hate that Gojo being off guarded is bullshit. It's stupid. It's like, it's not. Go look at every single defeat Gojo has ever had. Toji, Kenjaku, Sukuna. Off guarded, off guarded,
I
off
don't count a
guarded.
couple of them as off guard. I'm be honest.
Which ones are not off guard?
I count the first Toji like stabbing him. I count that as an off guard, like where he literally turns off his infinity.
He's been hired out though.
Yeah, but I'm saying like he turns off his infinity. He should have kept it up until they went inside. That's what he says verbatim, right? That one I
He
count
kept
as
his
off
guard.
guard. The other one I don't count as off guard. That's just Toji outplaying him. Same with Kenjaku. That's just being
But
outplayed.
Kenjaku, no, but it's like, it's not.
That is just
because
getting outplayed. Come on.
It's not. It's not
It's
because
getting
no, but
outplayed.
it's outplay. It's exploiting Gojo's weakness of being easy to off guard. It's both.
I don't think it's him being
It's
easy
both.
to off guard. No,
Mate.
no.
Mate, he showed himself as Geto for the sole purpose of making Gojo. Gojo was leaving because he knew the prison realm was trouble. He turned around and stopped and stared and absorbed Geto while forgetting about the prison realm completely. Because Kenjaku exploited the fact that he had Geto's body, which would inevitably lower Gojo's guard. Gojo was on guard. He was leaving because Prison Realm was there. Kenjaku manipulated the situation and outplayed him to lower his guard.
Sure. If you want to count that as an off guard, sure.
It's true. It's
I don't
just
count that as
Gojo's
off guard,
fucking
eh?
character. It's the whole point.
I don't know. I don't agree with it.
He's only
Oh,
human.
wait, I came up with something. I don't agree with it. Oh my god, I'm fucking genius.
Oh no.
That there's no way that Sukuna without 10 shadows would have won if he didn't get
We should make
lucky.
a video
You think
reacting to his tweets.
that he wouldn't have lost, meaning that there's no way that Sukuna without 10 shadows would have won if he didn't get lucky. You think that Gojo, the guy who could see cursed energy and how powerful people are, would be lamenting the fact that he got caught off guard when talking about Sukuna instead of glazing him relentless.
It's just like, it's actually so. This is only viewing the story between the lens of power scaling.
Power
Like, there's nothing
scaling
else to say about this. Like,
brain.
that's
Literally.
not Gojo glazing him for just the glazing sake. Like, he respects Sukuna for like the strength that he has as a sorcerer. It's just like when he says that, he died to an attack he didn't even fucking see coming. So when he's in the airport and he's like, I don't think I could have won even if he didn't have the 10 shadows, is because he doesn't know, because Sukuna just killed him with something he did not even perceive of. Like, it's just, it's like him showing respect to the guy that like outplayed him. I don't know. It's like so obvious
And
to me.
just statements like that in general are so much less than any fucking power scaler. Power scalers treat statements as like unless it's a narrator kind of statement or like a commentary kind of statement, like they take statements like that and just go, this is now fact. So Yuta saying, not Yuta saying, Kenjaku saying, oh, Yuta ain't shit, and then Yuta killing Kenjaku, to me, was always the irony of the statement, right?
Yeah.
That's why Yuta would kill Kenjaku. But they go, it's such an arsehole, bro. Kenjaku said Yuta wasn't shit. What is... Huh? Why have we taken... Oh, just... You know what I mean.
Let's just
You
keep
know what I
going,
mean.
bro. We've turned a fucking 1 hour video into almost 3 hours.
Also, all I'm gonna say is that Gojo, who literally got sealed in the prison cube because he let his guard down around Kenjaku, that nearly got
Right.
killed because of Toji because he let his guard down,
Okay.
who watched
Right.
his best friend become evil and was forced to kill him.
I hate
because
this
he wasn't
talking point.
completely aware at all times, wouldn't make the same mistake.
I hate what he's
for
gonna
a
do with
fourth
it.
Fucking
Yeah,
time
there
in
it
a
is.
row. He tried to finish the job several times. Why wouldn't he when Sukuna is at death's door? Anyways, the next aspect
We just don't know the time frame. We literally just don't know the time frame of
I
like
just
the
hate it.
world cutting / happening, you know? Like, it's just, it could have happened within the blink of an eye. Like, right after Gojo says, like, that was a pretty good purple, right? Jink, dead.
about it. Is
The next big thing is Kenjaku versus Yuki. I'm gonna.
Is this nigga serious?
Oh my god, bro.
I'm curious to see what Gambler's gonna say here, though. I can't lie.
Literally
Oh my
indefensible.
god, relax.
As where Jujutsu completely falls apart as a story. It is the moment when Jujutsu Kaisen is now damaged, totally beyond repair, bro. At they point,
That's so dramatic.
inoperable as a functioning story. Flaws are fully highlighted and is the definition of style over substance. UP bridged by a curse technique whose first and only use is in the same chapter he denies in. The pinnacle of biased meat writing. Akutami's blah blah blah.
I
Wrong
genuinely
with
never really gave
biased meat
thought to
writing?
this because I've always seen people voice their opinions and distaste for the scene, but I literally never cared because Kenjaku was always a boring character to me.
he was the main fucking antagonist of the series, who absolute
Okay.
I mean,
twat.
I think he should
Wait,
have
called
been.
him
He
a
wasn't.
twat, bro. No hate the gambler, by the way.
You
Yeah,
tell
no
that
hate.
this guy got into the manga during Gojo versus Sukuna, or does it have to be made crystal fucking clear by going to his YouTube uploads? Anyways, after this, the dumbass
That is a
unironically-
shot.
The dumbass.
What do you mean, no hate? That's a person. That's a
Yeah,
personal
no, this
shot.
guy's a fucking retard. It's
You've
crazy.
insulted the man's career. What are we doing here?
He says that Kenjaku created domain amplification.
Knowing that he has and possibly even made domain amplification
Possibly. That is like not even a leap in logic.
Yep.
makes his feat make even more sense.
Which is actually on the same level of uninformed illiteracy as the Chinese sorcerer that Sukuna was afraid of meme. Pure mental retardation. Like,
No,
come on,
It's
man.
just
Is this-
not. Is
it's
it?
just not. Who taught it to the curse? Like the disaster curses, Kenjaku. Like,
Gambler saved himself by saying possibly.
yes, like we don't know. It couldn't.
How dare you have an opinion that isn't
Like-
stated outright in my story?
If Gege came out and said like, "Oh yeah, Kenjaku created domain amp," no one would be like, "That doesn't make sense." Everyone would be like, "Yeah, that makes sense because he's the one who taught it to the disaster curses."
It's really
Yeah,
the heights
like-
of IQ that the JJK fan base can aspire to. After this, he just whines about.
Binding bows.
Okay, so he doesn't even disprove it. He just says it's stupid.
He just says Gambler's dumb.
Oh my god.
Which aren't ass pulls, meaning that he only has 3 real ass pulls in a 26-minute video. Without the last bit of pure filler, this video would be 18 minutes long. Sukuna literally fucking reviving from the dead like a Mary Sue is the real ass pull regarding his binding bows in particular, in my personal
Sukuna reviving from the dead. Okay, sure.
opinion. Especially since Gojo acknowledges that he can do that at any time, meaning that it isn't a one-time thing. In my
I think that's just like a misreading of what Gojo said to him.
I don't even know what they're talking about.
I think he's talking about how Sukuna healed Yuji at the beginning of the story, and then Gojo's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna bring you closer to death than you were at the detention center."
Oh yeah, that entire thing all the way through Gojo vs Sukuna is just massively misinterpreted.
2 hours and 40 minutes, by the way, almost.
personal opinion, there's only really one binding vow that's bullshit, and it's the one that's broken
luck
when
with loading
Mahito
that,
promises
Jesus.
not to harm Mekamoru's friends, which obviously would have been broken. Okay, so as I was editing this,
Huh? Mahito doesn't harm his friends?
when Mahito promises not to harm Mekamoru's friends, which
Yeah, but wasn't the way they circumvented that by having Hanami be the one to go there?
Yeah.
Like, the whole point of binding vows is there's intent, so Mekamaru was like,
Yeah.
"You, Mahito, do not harm my friends." And he's like, "Okay."
Yeah, and he didn't.
Like, okay, I need to see what this editor's note is.
obviously would have been broken. Okay, so as I was editing this and thinking it over, I decided to reread JJK since I'm already reading it a ton of times for my big JJK critique, and nah, binding vows are bullshit, but this guy very purposefully dodges the ones that actually are, so let's go over them. For one, the culling games just magically end, despite the fact that they took centuries of planning and binding vows, and the culling games were specifically made not to end as the binding vow that let them even exist in the first place.
How did the calling game end? I don't remember.
That is one that I think is a problem.
That I think they just ends, right? It's just like,
It shouldn't have, but
I gotta go
yeah,
back and
it
read
does kind of just inexplicably end.
Even with the culling game over, Tokyo's still off limits. Curses will only appear in Tokyo. Modulus foreshadowing. How did it end? Actually, I don't remember.
That's one that I'm not even gonna try and defend. It's just fucking. It's a question mark. So I can't even call it an arse pull because we don't even know what happens. We don't even know how we get there. It just does.
Huh.
Because there's the whole thing of like, the game can only end if all participants die.
Or Tengen dies and then the barriers get destroyed.
But the barriers were fine, so it's
Yeah, that's.
it is like a big fucking yeah.
Huh.
So
Okay.
that's complete bullshit. Hakari gets to use a binding vow to sacrifice his arm and use the cursed energy in it to
What's wrong
reinforce
with
the rest
that?
of his body, which literally makes no sense. Like, how the fuck can the
Huh?
cursed energy in an arm protect the rest of the body well enough to survive an explosion? By
I mean, why is that crazy?
the way, steam explosions have a minimum temperature of 320
Ice scaler, shut up.
degrees Fahrenheit, which is twice the temperature needed to cause full thickness tissue damage, aka damage down to the fucking bone. But somehow, sacrificing an arm
fucking
can magically protect
Hakari!
you from that. Alongside that, as proven by Yuta and Meme, you can use binding vows to sacrifice your life in exchange for insane power. And despite
Yeah.
how fucking overpowered that is, nobody ever does it.
Well, yeah, no one wants to fucking die, do they?
Yeah, well, that's is just silly.
Nobody important ever does it in the entire series. You're really telling me that Higuruma
Yuta does it in a big way. No?
Oh, you're talking about the end of Zero?
Zero. It's a big thing.
Yeah, but he lives afterwards, so it doesn't count.
No, but it still happens.
Yes, it technically happens.
He makes the vow. The result is techie, but like the vow applies.
No, okay,
He
sure.
got the
Binding
power
vow to get
because
the
he
stats
offered his
needed.
life.
Sukuna with the Execute series. You're really telling me that Higuruma wouldn't make a binding vow to get the stats needed to hit Sukuna with the Execute?
Like, we saw what happened with Miwa and Kenjaku, bro. Not to compare Higuruma to Miwa, but it's like, just compare it to Sukuna.
I feel like it's also so situational. I don't think it's the kind of thing you can just, in the state he was in. I don't think it's just I'm gonna decide to give my life and now what? He releases the limit on his cursed energy and what?
Yeah, what
And
would
what?
be the...
Well, he punches Sukuna harder?
Yeah, because
What?
like maybe his crows aren't like strong, faster. They just the explosion is stronger, no? Like
Yeah, like it's just what does it?
it's like such a question mark, you know?
It releases the limit on cursed energy. Okay, and
Sword, the sorcerers just never decide to crash out and go full murder suicide with a life binding vow that Kurorushi didn't do it even though he had a body double easily available.
Fucking Kurorushi.
why would Kurorushi do it when he was winning the fight? He had Yuta in a fucking chokehold, yeah, and then got kissed on the mouth and spontaneously evaporated. At what point during that does he go, I'm winning the fight, I know I'm gonna sacrifice myself? What?
That is such a funny point.
It's a dumb point.
Oh my god, Kurorushi death binding vow. Why did that never happen, Gege?
He was winning. Like,
Toto, despite literally saying that Boogie Woogie is dead, just uses a binding vow to get it back with a shitty toy.
It was dead at the moment. He did, like
in the moment. In the moment.
like, this is actually such. I don't know if pedantic is the right word. It's just so like it has to be if it is
It's
said
literal.
Yeah, if it is said, it means it must be the truth. The truth.
Yeah, unless it is said, and then he'll find a way to argue against.
Yeah.
Which somehow took him 2 months to do, even though it's something that anyone with brain cells would consider. And
what?
which somehow Woogie is dead just uses a binding vow to get it back with a shitty toy alongside making it better.
First of all, it's an instrument.
Which
It's
somehow
fun
took
as well. It's just
him
fun. It's just funny. I like
to
it.
do, even though it's something that anyone with brain cells would consider. And with him in play, culling games would be a lot easier, especially finding angels.
But you just don't know when his recovery was. Like he could have recovered like in the middle of the culling game, and there was no point to bring him in afterwards. Like he could have
That's
recovered
what
when
he
Gojo
should be complaining
respawned.
about.
Like it's such a weird. I
Just go
don't.
to a colony with a phone or a walkie-talkie, and one of Mei's crows is especially finding angels, since you could just go to a colony with a phone or a walkie-talkie, and one of Mei's crows is surveillance and just swap people out with himself rapidly and stop.
I mean, no, because first they had to literally get the points to add a rule to allow communication between the barriers.
Yeah. First of all.
So you can't do that immediately.
Also, I imagine you wouldn't be
Also-
able to just teleport people out. Maki can, I guess,
no.
but she's not a player in the game. But I imagine once you're a player in the game, like you can get, glitched out of it, but you're still a player, so you would just die after the 19 days is over.
Yeah, leaving the barriers only gets you away from the dangerous.
When they see Angel. You're really telling me that they let Miwa go to the culling games before Toto? Fucking Miwa? Are we not talking about the guy who took on fuck tons of grade 1 curses without using his curse technique? Hell, Toto not even being a major player in the story past Shibuya in and of
I mean, yeah, Toto should have
itself is a
been
massive problem
around.
given that the guy's already extremely strong without needing a CT, but the second his gets taken away, he just vanishes up until the tail end of the story because JJK characters are
That applies
extremely
to so many characters, though. Like, I've said it for ages, like, Ino and Kusakabe should have had college fights, you know? Like, that is just a weakness of JJK as a whole. But again, what we're doing here is we're complaining about why didn't this specific scenario happen, instead of the actual criticism, which is, why are we not getting explanations for why this wasn't happening? Do you know what I mean? That's the criticism, because there is something to complain about there. I think he's right in this, that, why wasn't Todo involved? Can we find out why? Can there be either a valid reason, or can we make it happen? But the complaint that we're having is it's too niche. It's like, why isn't this specific thing happening, instead of, can we just get a viable reason for why it didn't?
and only exist to fulfill a singular purpose, then vanish until Geje can find an excuse for
Geje.
them to be in the story
Geje.
again. This manga sold 7 million copies in 2024 alone, by the way. Sukuna gets the ult.
This guy's just, is this guy jealous, bro?
Bro, why is he so angry about that? If
Right.
you don't like it, don't... Bro. I don't get it, because it's such a JJK thing. It's like, I'm dropping this series. Like, obviously, they're there next week, right? If you actually really don't like it, you obviously didn't like it before you got to the Nobara bit, right? Obviously. Even just having so much of a hate boner that you're going to reread a series that you actively fucking hate for the sake of making a video about why you hate it sounds miserable.
It does.
Through the hand sign for his domain for literally no reason but to shit on Gojo, even though everyone in the fucking series has their own unique hand signs down to niggas'
To shit on Gojo? Is that really shitting on Gojo?
I don't know.
insignificant as a smallpox hag, and Sukuna's binding vow with Yuji is genuinely horseshit.
No, this is like literally
Let's
one of the
hear him out. Let's hear him out.
Sukuna, after holding Yuji hostage by harming him, decides to make a binding vow with him not to harm anybody, which for some reason doesn't include Yuji, even though the entire
All right,
point
pause.
of this
Go,
is to
go. Say what you want. Say what you want.
It's just a misread. Like it's just a again. It has to be the most ironclad, full. Everything has to be explained perfectly. It has to be 100% intelligence, no mistakes ever. Like the whole point is for it to be a narrative tool to show Yuji how Yuji at that point viewed himself relative to everyone else. Like he did not care what happened to him so long as the people around him could be safe. That is why he took that binding vow without so much as a second thought. That is what makes it like a good fucking moment. But this guy is just like It's like people who say, why did Yuji confess to Higuruma? Like, it is on that level of idiocy. Like, it is stupid. It is such a dumb point.
Avoid what literally happened a chapter ago when he harmed Yuji and held him hostage to get other people to fight him and harm themselves.
And guess what Yuji did when fucking Megumi was about to sacrifice himself with at the detention center with Maharaga, and then Sukuna was like, show me what you got, Megumi. He fucking killed himself so that Megumi doesn't get to, like, injured.
Yep.
Okay.
This is like watching someone point a gun to their heads and hold themselves hostage, and to prevent that from happening in the future, you take away their ability to hold others hostage, even though the entire fucking point of a preventative measure in this case is to stop them from holding them.
Yeah, you're just looking at it from, like, a real-life perspective instead of, like, the story perspective and, like, the narrative that is being presented to you. You just don't care about that for whatever reason, and so you're making a shitty point. This is
Right, basically, go watch Blue Planet. Go watch a David Attenborough documentary and learn about fish or something, bro. I don't know.
Hostage. So the terms for this binding vow are extremely fucking stupid, and Yuji obviously should have expanded them to include himself, given that he literally fucking saw what happened
Really?
when
Should
Sukuna
he?
was able to harm
Should he?
himself.
should he? Wow.
Mad. That's crazy that he didn't do that,
thing,
you know?
Bro. Mad thing.
Why
Oh
wouldn't
my
he just rip
God.
his heart out and hold Yuji hostage again and force everyone to do whatever he wants?
Because Yuji would just kill himself. If Sukuna ever tried that again, like the hostage thing, Yuji would just let himself die.
Yeah, I mean, it's silly.
Also, Sukuna would not be able to do it because he can't control Yuji anymore. Like post Shibuya, he has no way to control Yuji. Well, not even post Shibuya, like post the third finger. Like that's why he takes out his heart. Like if this guy gains control again, I won't be able to get it back. So I'm gonna kill myself in case that happens. What? Wait, what?
To harm himself. Obviously should have expanded them to include himself, given that he literally fucking saw what happened when Sukuna is able to harm himself. Why wouldn't he just rip his heart out and hold Yuji hostage again and force everyone to do whatever he wants? These terms
Because he can't.
for the binding vow don't even prevent another hostage incident like the one that got him into this mess in the first place. And why wouldn't he extend the binding vow so that Sukuna can never take him over ever again? Because
Because binding
What?
vows. Huh?
The whole point of the vow
Is that there's
was
a give and take
was
as
that
well.
Sukuna could
Yeah,
let him take
what?
over. What vow is Sukuna agreeing to where it's like, I will never, ever take your body? Oh, that makes complete... Yeah, Yuji just goes, yo, how about you just don't do that? And Sukuna goes, hey, that's a great idea.
first
What?
place, and why wouldn't he extend the binding vow so that Sukuna can never take him over ever again? Because of this dumbassery, Sukuna was not only able to kill God knows how many people in Shibuya, but to possess Megumi and kill Gojo, and
But
Isn't that the point?
but there was no binding vow about Sukuna like being able to take over Yuji in Shibuya.
Yeah, there was nothing. It was, the vow was, you can't summon me whenever you get in I'll revive you, and I get 1 minute when I say in chain, and you forget you ever made this agreement. Oh, and I won't harm anyone by the standards of the vow, right? So where does Shibuya factor into that? Shibuya violates none of those rules.
Yeah.
even then, he still fucking harms Megumi because Sukuna's fingers are a lethal poison.
Didn't Megumi survive the poison because Sukuna had control over that?
I don't know.
No, but think about it, right? Like, he created the finger himself, yeah?
But it's not, the whole thing is like Sukuna is not the king of lethal poisons. Is that the cursed object? Those fingers were the poison.
Yeah, so like, that's what I'm saying. The finger he made...
But the finger he
then
made would just be a normal finger.
would
it
be a
not?
normal finger. It wouldn't have poison in it.
Yeah, it would just be a normal thing. I feel like.
Yeah. So what's the problem? But where I do find it kind of weird with that I still have semi issues with is like force feeding Megumi the finger and rendering Hana unconscious are grey areas.
They are. They absolutely are.
Because like, okay, sure, he didn't injure Hana, right?
And you
It
also
was
have
a
to,
very
yeah, you have to be
pain-free
you have to consider like what is Yuji's like reading of injure when he's
like,
making that vow.
it's a-
Because like, what did Yuji see Sukuna do every time? He shredded the curse. He beat the fucking shit out of Megumi, almost killed him. So prior to
I
that,
massively prefer the anime dubs version of that scene, by the way, because he literally just says, I will not kill or injure anyone. That clears up the grey area, because he didn't do that.
okay.
But the official translations, I think the words is harm.
I think injure
like,
in
that's
Yuji's
a grey
mind is
area.
like you rip someone's arm off, you scratch them, you cut them, like not.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I don't think knocking them out, like, without them taking any damage, I don't think that counts, but...
I agree, but I think it would fall under harm.
Poisoning Megumi, meaning that
Bro, get the mic out of your throat, please.
the binding vow is null and void. Not only that, but he knocks out Hana, and even if he did it by pinching a nerve or applying cursed energy like Gojo, that still counts as hurting someone.
Yeah, that counts as hurting someone to you, but, like, it's just a matter of interpretation for Yuji and Sukuna, no?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, Sukuna's interpretation is invalid here. 'Cause by his fucking... his idea of injuring someone is dismantle to the face, so, like, it's purely from Yuji.
I just don't think Yuji would view that as, like, injury.
I don't
the same
think
way.
it would, yeah.
It's just relative to
It
what
is a gray-
Sukuna did before that, you know?
It is a gray area, though. I don't think it's crazy.
Because you have to harm someone to knock them out. Even then, Yuji's characterization shows that he obviously wants to die with Sukuna, and why the fuck would he just magically accept a living again when it's not in his character to want to do so, much less agree to fight Sukuna, the same guy who did this to the cursed spirit that negatived him. Yuji has the advantage here. It's his body and he has to agree to the binding vow. He's the one in control and he gets to decide the terms. He could have just made him do a game of chess, checkers, hell, even a fucking dance competition. Anything's better than fighting the strongest fucking sorcerer. After giving him the world's most dog shitty terms, and excluding all that, once again, why the fuck would Yuji agree to letting Sukuna take over his body in any fucking capacity? Much less erase his memory of this deal. This entire fucking issue started because Sukuna took over his body. Opening with those terms should just be a non-starter. Yuji literally acts in the exact opposite way to his characterization so that the plot could move forward. I always thought that this shit started in the culling games, but nah, Geji's terrible
That is
writing.
his characterization. He's not a linear character. He's very different at the beginning of the series than he is midway through and at the end of the series. I feel like he's looking at Yuji now and going, this doesn't match up with Yuji back then. No fucking shit it doesn't. Because he's not Sun Jin Woo.
Fucking Sun Jin Woo. I don't even know what to say to that. It's just like... It just screams... How do I put this? Everything needs to be 110% as close to reality as possible. If not, then it makes no sense.
It's a fucking, like, literally textbook guide to, like, beginner's economics type shit.
It's like
we assume complete rationality in everything and everyone, even though in reality, that's just not how that works, and it's also really mind-bogglingly boring.
Like, why did the 15-year-old who was, like, thinking that he could scrap with Sukuna before they even made the vow, like, continue with, like, oh yeah, I'll beat your ass anyway, like,
With a big fat smile, innocent smile on his face as well, by the way.
Like, he got no diff. He didn't even think he had he thought he had a chance based on, like, the little scrap that they had beforehand, and then he just gets, like, zero diff, not even a chance. And also, where are they getting that chessboard, though? And, like, Sukuna just wouldn't agree to, like, the terms, and then Sukuna doesn't care realistically about dying because he still has 17 fingers out there. Well, technically 16. I don't know. I think this is non-point.
Choices were present here from the very start. God fucking damn, JJK really is dog shit beyond all belief, man. Anyways, back to the main video.
And yet he'll make another JJK video.
You don't like it. You don't like it. We get it. You don't like... But that's fine. That's fine. I don't care that you don't like it. You're allowed to not like it. I'm not going to try and convince you otherwise. I just find it so jarring when you try and... bro.
Response to this is...
Thing is, we've seen this kind of thing happen before. Mekamaru was a traitor, but he created a binding vow with Kenjaku with Maito. In return for the information he gives them, they would not only have to heal his crippled body, but also never touch the Kyoto school students. Mekamaru then says that they broke the binding vow because of the entire Goodwill incident, but Maito hits it with the technicality that it wasn't them, it was Hanami. The reason I use this scene is because from Mekamaru's definition, Maito broke the binding vow because his gang attacked the students, but from Maito's perspective, he didn't, because it was someone else, even though Maito was literally there with Hanami and knew full well what was going to happen.
Okay. So either binding vows are entirely subjective and dependent on the interpretation of the user/users, making all binding vows bullshit. Because, for example, Sukuna could just rename world cutting / to / cutting world or some bullshit and get away with it without breaking the vow since it's
No, he couldn't. He'd have to believe it. He'd have to truly, genuinely...
He'd have to be Arthur, bro. He'd have to be Arthur.
He'd have to be legitimately... The only character in the series who could get away with that is Todo.
Todo, yeah. Todo could probably do that.
You have to be truly delusional. You can't just say... It's like, you know the Takaba thing when they go, oh, Takaba could have just gone, wouldn't it be funny if... No, he can't. He has to find it actually funny. Right? He can't just say it. Sukuna can't just go, well, I'm going to call this one fucking this. He knows it's the same. He knows that's not how that works. And therefore, it's not going to work.
Technically not world cutting slash, or there's an internal in-universe force that keeps binding vows consistent, which is evidenced by Yuta actually needing to kill Yuji so that he doesn't suffer the consequences of breaking the vow. Pick one!
Well, he didn't kill Yuji. That's a good example in our favor. He killed Yuji, and then because of how Yuta interpreted the vow he made, reviving Yuji doesn't fucking... Oh.
Either choice has its own list of BS plot holes and contrivances, which he
Personally, I'm picking
probably
the
not.
latter
Oh?
because it makes more sense. And
Okay,
it
he
makes
agrees
this
with
a
us.
plot hole. But even if we choose the former, like this guy says,
Wait, makes it a plot hole?
determining whether a binding vow is broken or not being completely subjective is genuinely bullshit. For one, I never knew that binding vows work like how Jews think that God works, where you can actually fucking trick someone with a bunch of bullshit technicalities. In that case, why does anyone ever do binding vows with anyone else, given that they could just find a way around it? Why did Mechamaru, the genius that can build a gigantic robot that can shoot rock first energy blasts, not add more terms to the binding vow to make sure that they can't break it? These shit.
Because then they just wouldn't fucking
Because then they
do
just
it.
don't agree.
Yeah, they just don't agree, and then he's stuck as a fucking schmuck for the rest of his
Oh.
life. Or they just kill
I
him.
feel like this guy... I think this guy actually just doesn't understand binding vows.
Maybe. Like, literally, okay. They go up to Mechamaru, they're like, hey buddy, we found your real body. Would you like to be a real boy again? He's like, yes, but none of you, not any of your allies that I don't see here, can touch any of my friends. And if you so much
Ever.
as even like walk in the vicinity of Jujutsu High, the binding vow is broken. No. And then Mahito's like, is there any wiggle room on that? No. Idle transfiguration. Mechamaru, no. And he just fucking dies.
Yeah, literally. Like, they'll just say no.
And then they
I
go
don't
on with like a
agree to
different
that.
plan. Like it's like he doesn't have the leverage there. He does not have the fucking leverage.
Yeah, the whole point of a vow is it's, like Sukuna says, forged in common interest.
Like his hope there was to be able to get his body back and still find a way to like get that information to his allies after the fact. But he got fucking godded by Kenjaku and Mahito after the fact. Like, it's just like...
Also, there's the setup. No, just before you go on, like there's the setup before an event that he was complaining didn't happen in JJK, by the way. Like, the Mahito Mechamaru thing is the interpreter. It's like Gambler said. That is the interpretation. That's how binding vows work, right? Mahito was kind of agreed to it, applying it to just himself when the vow was made. That point comes back around later when Yuji and Sukuna and Megami thing happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's before.
But it doesn't fit his
And
agenda.
after.
Rev.
But that's apparently JJK doesn't do that. We're just,
Anyways,
again, cherry
I
picking.
think this was something Gege put into the story to justify what happens after. I mean, you can literally see the imagery of them dropping that finger into Yuji. It doesn't give off a harmful effect.
Am I the only one who did the readings?
This.
We didn't read shit, mate.
I mean, listen, you can eat like a cyanide capsule and you'll probably be fine until the cyanide fucking kills you after the fact, you know?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
it's just... this doesn't mean that the moment the finger touches his throat, he's dead. Doesn't inherently mean that. I don't know. It's so...
Yeah, because it's not
Is
harmful.
the first chapter of the fucking manga. Once again, do JJK fans even read the manga that they are a fan of? Megumi is swallowing a deadly poison.
Bro, you're just assuming that it works. Like,
Yeah,
a
it's just-
fucking...
no,
like, what is
there's
that
no
one
reason to think
frog
that.
where if you touch it, you just fucking get poisoned and die immediately?
Yeah, Dark Frog.
Like, one of the... Like, you're assuming it's like one of those instead of something else. Like, there are plenty of things you can eat that are poisonous,
And
you'll
for
die
all you
after
know,
the fact.
The binding vow thing, yeah, we look at Yuji's interpretation of the vow, but Sukuna's very well could be for as long as I'm in Yuji's body. But it's just he transitions into Megami's body. The vow probably... Well,
Oh, yeah,
is
no, the vow
nullified.
is nullified.
It
yeah.
is, because he harms people after that
Yes.
point, right? So, like...
Like, the
if,
millisecond...
like, even if it was
millisecond-
poisonous...
Yes, the millisecond
Yeah, go
that
on.
Megami absorbed Sukuna's finger and Sukuna took control, the vow's over. Like, it doesn't matter how
Yeah.
fucking strong the poison is. Like,
And
unless
Sukuna, yeah, he
unless it's like a-
obviously took over before any poison kicked in.
it's like a contact poison, but that's like... it's just cope. Like, it's not
It's
shown.
not, is it?
It's clearly
not.
It's clearly not. Like, you are being shown the
Okay.
opposite.
This breaks the vow.
The JJK fan
No, it
is
doesn't.
one riddle sheep who can't really think for themselves, but I'll do the thinking for you.
Same guy who didn't realize Megami was being fed a deadly poison. Again, we went over this.
Oh, that
Oh my god, bro, stop showing it for fucking one femtosecond. He also thinks Maki is stronger than Yuki, that Yuta has simple domain and Hikari over Mahito. I mean,
this is power scaling agenda, bro.
I don't
care
give a
what
shit
Gambler
about
thinks
this.
power-
Well, that's fucking
He's
rich
like-
coming from you, as if the JJK fanbase is at all critical of their own manga, little nigga. Your video literally proves the exact opposite of your implication that the JJK fanbase is overly critical of JJK.
No pause before conclusion. I want to make a point about this guy specifically.
Okay, Cook.
He's looked at Gambler's video. Gambler, right? He does like doing things like why Hikaru beats Mahito and stuff, right? And he makes videos. Now, look at the demeanor of when he shows Gambler's clips and how Gambler word stuff compared to this guy. Gambler goes, I think this, and he says it quite nicely, right? Gambler also does YouTube, wants to do YouTube, and is doing YouTube full time, and he loves it. It's fun. He enjoys it because he has a basic understanding of this being fictional, and he can have fun with it. So if he wants to make a video talking about why he thinks Hikari beats Mahito, even if it's completely ripped straight out of his asshole, then who fucking cares? Why is that a problem? Not everyone sat there with a magnifying glass going like, is this accurate? Is this 100% realistic? And I can only put it online if it's absolutely, completely realistic. No, he's having fun and he's being nice about it. Same definitely cannot be said for you. And like I said, if all this video was you sat here just saying why you think these things are plot holes, I would have no issue. But it's the fucking attitude. It's jarring. Sorry, I'm done.
We're almost done.
The core part of a manga most people like is the story. They like the story, characters, how they interact with each other, and how they interact with the world. If a manga writes an issue in the story, it's going to break the immersion for a lot of people who are invested in the story and where it goes next. If the protagonist just magically gets stronger for no reason in order to be the antagonist, then people are obviously
Yeah, Dragon Ball.
going to have a problem with that. If things just happen out of the blue with no prior setup or foreshadowing, then people are going to have an issue with that. Jujutsu Kaisen isn't unique in having these sort of problems, but the JJK fanbase seems wholly allergic to even acknowledging that these problems exist in the first
Bro, no one is allergic
They're
to
not.
acknowledging any of these problems.
place,
Like-
which basically makes conversation regarding the flaws of the manga and a true discussion on Jujutsu Kaisen as a manga completely impossible. One of the biggest
I'm sorry, bro, but you think Usami is fucking 100 years old. I cannot have a serious discussion with you. Like, you're not real.
problems
You're a droid.
all writers face is making well-written characters who make believable decisions while moving the plot forward.
I'm gonna ask this guy
A lot
on
of
a stream.
JJK moves forward in nonsensical ways. None of the characters in it are well written, and the characters in JJK make the stupidest choices possible, despite seemingly being intelligent. It's clear that Gej's only goal after Shibuya was to end the series as soon as
It is.
possible, as literally stated by him when he said that
As soon as possible? As soon as possible. What chapter was Shibuya ending on?
139.
139. So he
Maybe
made, what,
137,
another 130, 40 chapters after the fact?
Yeah.
So over halfway done. That could... So Gege then wrote another 130, 40 chapters, which would be roughly halfway, right?
Yep.
So what about the statement implies that Gege was rushing through it? If anything, Gege had more that he wanted to do, but just didn't have the energy to do it. Because
Yeah.
like he had to cut stuff out. Okay.
JJK was going to end in 2 years. Once again, the reason why
Again, that's him assuming it's going to end in 2 years. That's just a plan. That is just how he had it in his head. Like, when you're writing a manga, you don't have every single page, every single panel, every single chapter laid out in front of you. You have a rough outline of like the stories you want to hit, roughly how long that's going to take, and then as you go on, you might end up with shorter chapters, longer arcs, shorter arcs. It's like a fluid thing that's ever changing. That's why mangakas like don't usually stick the landing, because it's not like set in stone from the beginning. Like, this is so stupid to use that statement. Like, as it's a fucking matter of fact, like Gege hates his manga or some shit.
plot holes are so bad for a story is because the story and its stakes and its thematic payoffs and its characters.
But
all
you
of them
haven't
are built
listed any like meaningful plot holes except for like Nobara. And that's not even like a plot hole. It's just like a shit plot point.
on cause and effect. So if the natural chain of cause and effect, if the mere idea that actions have consequences and those consequences determine the story no longer matter, then nothing else in the story matters. Plot holes damage the cohesion and progression of a story. They undermine the emotional investment that an author wants to get across in their work by compromising the very foundation of the story. Suspension of disbelief. It's like if gravity stopped existing tomorrow. Everything to do with it regarding multiple realms of research and such would just straight up not matter. If I place a
Yeah, sure. Use a fucking real world example for writing a fictional story.
great deal of narrative importance on something like, say, Megumi not knowing what his dad was and then just never decides to pay it off, or hell, to literally rewrite Megumi to not give a fuck about his dad, then all of that setup was for nothing. The payoffs I wanted no longer work unless it is an objective flaw within the story. Why bring Toji back in Shibuya aside from blatant fan service because Gege literally couldn't think of another way to
Why bring
Right.
Toji back into Shibuya?
Right, because
Maybe
there
it
was
was
nothing significant there that happened at all
No.
with Megami
As
or
for Shus-
anything. No, yeah, forget
scenario,
that.
which already happened regarding Yuji getting bailed out by fake memories twice, and would later come up with regards to Nobara, Toto, and Yujo. JJK fans love coping by making these massive threads where they desperately piece together headcanons to explain objectively bad, unfulfilled story setups, which was inherited by AOT fans who are mainly on Tumblr and inspired by Steven Universe fans. Nothing else.
That's you.
Right, like, just I hate Just don't like people like
Just
this.
reminding people that their logic is quite literally white woman logic. A lot of people use JoJo's as an excuse for Gedge's assholes and bad character writing. More specifically, this volume afterward.
It's difficult to explain, and I know it's sudden, but I'm drawing. I feel the existence of what I call gravity. In other words, while you might think that as an author I have utter control over the actions via progression of the story or the world in which I make them live, it's not always like that. At some point, when the characters have no choice but to act against my will, I have to draw scenes I never wanted to draw. I feel that gravity is part of fate. That's when you read the volume. I like you to think about that for a moment.
In the final volume of Stone Ocean, not realizing that the moment they bring up was literally the culmination of Jotaro's character arc over the last...
Wait,
reminding people that their logic is quite literally white woman logic. A lot of people use JoJo's as an excuse for Gedge's ass pulls and bad character
Why would they use JoJo's as an excuse?
Well,
What?
that's
writing.
so
More
weird.
specifically, this volume afterward from the final volume of Stone Ocean, not realizing that the moment they bring up was literally the culmination of Jotaro's character arc over the last 20 years. And that he'd obviously choose to save his daughter in a high-pressure situation. Ironically enough, these same sorts of high-pressure situations are in JJK, but they're handled way worse. Yuta just
Okay, I get
decides
this
to
point. I
become
get this point. Okay.
a monster
think I
by
get it as
possessing
well.
Gojo's body due to their shit plan, and the many issues it contains, even though the story forces him to do it, and even though there's been a consistent theme of there being consequences to becoming a monster, Yuta suffers absolutely no consequences for it, and apparently just...
You're the Utah guy.
No, I can't be bothered to get into that. It's like I'll be in the minority no matter who watches this when it comes to that stuff, because it completely makes sense to me, and I think that the consequence thing is stupid. Why were people so obsessed with Yuta having a consequence for that? Why is he having the consequence? The problem is there was no consequence for Sukuna. As in, like, why did Yuta have to have a... It was the Chekhov's gun thing, you know? They listed a possible consequence and neither of them ever happened. Okay. So you then just ask, why do they even bring it up? And you get on with your day. But for some reason it gets classified as bad writing because they're brought up once, and then neither of them happen. We get a secret third option we didn't know was possible. Okay? And?
die of old age with absolutely no complications regarding the fact that his brain was ripped out of his body.
The point of his character, but alright.
Is he really mad that Yuta lived to fucking old age?
So many people are, bro. So many people think Yuta should have died, which literally goes against the entire point of Yuta.
Talk about JoJo some more. In Hirohiko Araki's Manga in Theory and Practice, Araki states that the most important elements to a manga are, in order, characters, the story, the setting, and the themes. As an example, John Carpenter's The Thing is a story with one of the most boring settings imaginable, and only one theme, but its characters and how they all react to the titular thing. The story that's created out of their interactions with each other, and a desire to completely destroy it before the thing can assimilate everyone and destroy the world. That's what's made people come back to it, and that's what's granted it its gold classic status. The characters in the story are the top two most important things in a manga, and Getche completely failed to do either of those correctly.
Okay. You just disagree with like the majority of people then. I don't know what to say. Like when 90% of people, or like an overwhelming majority of people that read JJK or watch JJK say they love the characters, they love the story, they love all this stuff. Who are you to be like, he fails at this? You brought up the point that like Gege or JJK sold like 7 million copies in 2024. You're not going to do that if there is nothing resonating in the story with the people that buy the volumes. The characters, the story, the writing, like there is something, the art, there is something in JJK that causes this level of success for it. I don't get.
Yeah.
I just don't get how you can, on one hand, be like, see, this is why these movies are so people come back to them because they've got great characters and stuff. And it's like, okay, but people would say the same thing about JJK. You're just going to disagree. So what's the point? What is even the...
Yeah, like, it's exactly what I was saying with it. It's so dumb because, again, it's frustrating me that at many points in the video, the JJK defenders elitist. A lot of them are on every side, but the amount of times this guy's gone, the entirety of the JJK fandom just glazed and they don't have an issue. Bruv, there are so many people who shit on JJK, first of all. You're not the only one, alright? There are also so many people who love it and acknowledge its flaws, and there are many people who love it and do the exact same thing you're doing, where they try and make everyone else love it too, or they don't because they care too much. There's many sides to this, many extremes, but regardless of what everyone else does, you have fallen on one side of the extreme, which is, I don't like this, and I don't like that you do, so fuck you. That is an hour-long video, and I can summarize it by saying that. You're mad people like JJK.
That is kind of true.
When I finally finished the 120
Nothing to
pages
do
of
with plot holes,
criticism
by
that
the
I
way.
have for Jujutsu Kaisen,
120
overall,
pages.
It seems like JJK fans seem to be completely incapable
We will be
of managing
watching.
JJK's abundance of plot holes. Many people are disappointed with JJK because things that JJ set up or literally said would happen in interviews either got rushed to all hell or aren't followed up on in satisfying and definitive ways. JJ said that Gojo would tell Megumi about his dad, and instead of doing so during any point in the series where they were both present, he shoves it off in a letter at the literal tail end of the series, writing Megumi to not give a fuck, even though everyone obviously thought that there would be some sort of internal conflict for him.
If Gege never said that, no
everybody
one would have
thought-
as much of a problem with it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, true. But also, it's just a matter of like expecting something and then being mad when your expectation is done differently. Like, I find I find the note hilarious personally.
But like, I hate the whole. It was the same with the you know, when Gege was like, Sukuna will eat an important character.
Oh yeah.
Bro, I hate when people take Gege's fucking interview comments or little notes or whatever, and are like, if now what Gege says here doesn't literally, in the way I envision it, perfectly come true, exactly as I think it will, then it's bad.
Megumi from the fact that his pseudo father figure killed his real dad. JJ said that Yuji's parentage would be explained, but instead we got more questions than answers and some stupid shit about his dad.
What? But I guess I mean it did get explained. No, it's like Kenjaku was his mother.
Yeah.
Like, what more do you need?
That's what I mean. You've made up.
You've made up like a head.
Set your own expectations too high.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, what is there else to say? The guy who is Sukuna's fucking like lost brother's soul or whatever, right? Wife dies. He's sad. Wife comes back alive. Actually, he doesn't question it. They have child. Child is Yuji. What more do you need? Do you need a fucking 30 chapter spin-off about Jin giving back shots? Like, I don't know.
And we'd all like that. Sure.
I don't think it just.
Is it necessary?
It's not necessary.
No.
It doesn't add anything. It doesn't change the moment in and of itself. It doesn't change the relationship between them. It's just
The valid complaint is to have, say, okay, Kenjaku and Yuji didn't interact enough post that point. Fine.
Yeah, sure.
I agree with that. That's not the same point, is it?
Being Sukuna's twin brother, which was fucking retconned in a volume extra. Absolutely hilarious.
It wasn't retconned.
Wait, I
mean, it kind of.
I don't know about that.
Kind of was, but like.
I don't know what volume extra is talking about.
No, because it's just the thing of Sukuna saying that he didn't say by name because he wouldn't have known, but Sukuna saying Jin was the reincarnation of his twin, and then in the volume extra for 30, Gege said actually it was Wasuke.
Okay, that's not a retcon though.
No, it's not. What it is Gege is very realistic with portraying interactions. So like Sukuna made the logical, realistic assumption of it was probably Yuji's father, which isn't ideal for conveying that message to the readers because the readers are then going to take that as, it was Jin, despite everyone thinking it was Wasuke because they look similar.
Mm-hmm.
It was Wasuke, but Sukuna wouldn't have any reason to think grandfather over father necessarily, right? He just said it on a whim. He was like, Arame said, well, why is that? And he goes, well, and probably did some shit with his dad and he's the reincarnation or whatever. It was a realistic approach from Sukuna, but not very good for portraying the actual point. And I agree it could have been done better, but that doesn't, it's not a retcon. It doesn't matter,
Nah, it
changes
matters.
nothing.
It matters. You're stupid.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
That's a great way of summing up
JJ
this
said
video.
that Yuji's weird memory shit regarding Todo and Chozo would be explained later, but it never was, which...
Huh?
Huh?
Okay, first of all,
Toto is just a crazy guy, and then for fucking Choso,
oh my god,
they're related.
this is what I mean, bro. It's like, why did Toto have these fake memories? That makes no fucking sense. Maybe because it was fucking funny, and it makes Toto enjoyable, and it's a quirky thing that you can put in a fictional story because you can, because it's fiction and it's fun to watch. Is that not reason enough to do that? That is why it happened, right? There's no deep narrative fucking logical significance to that moment other than Todo is batshit crazy and it's fun to watch. Jesus Christ, what do you enjoy, man? What do you like? Dragon Ball by the looks of it.
makes it obvious that it was a Deus Ex Machina. Both times it was used so that Yuji could survive.
I mean, the first time it wasn't, because like it was Todo and Yuji after he asks him for the fucking what his type is, right?
Yeah.
And Todo wouldn't have killed Yuji anyway. So like he did not need. Like the memory thing is so weird because it didn't save Yuji at all. The thing that saved Yuji is that him and Todo are like in sync. Like Todo was like, yeah, okay, you know ball. And so like he probably would have been chill on Yuji regardless. It's just that the memory makes it way funnier, and then it like explains why they have like such a brotherly bond later. It's so
the Chozo one makes even more sense, if anything.
Well, I guess
It's
yeah, because Yuji would be like close to dying, and so that would kind of like trigger a spark
Yeah.
or whatever.
Chozo sensed it. No. I swear he did die. No.
Well, I mean, he got a shoulder cut off and then like punched through a hole. He didn't really die.
Well, whether he came close enough to death for Chozo to sense it, it happened. Chozo got the memories because Yuji came close to death. It wasn't a fucking tool to save him. It was the point of Chozo's bloody character.
Nope. Deus Ex
Satisfied
Machina.
without getting killed in
But
game.
at that point, like everything is a Deus Ex Machina. Like anything that happens to for a character in any story that they survive something they shouldn't have is a Deus Ex Machina. Like it's just, I hate this point of criticism where it's like this character survived because this other plot thing happened because they needed to survive. Like yeah, okay, every story like Light only picks up the Death Note so that Death Note can happen. Like no shit.
Yeah, it's just a fucking
New ally.
completely
Nobara
null
has an
point.
entire flashback about meeting up with her friends in the city, but after she gets brought back to life, she just hangs out with Yuji and Megumi and completely forgets about that.
Why is that something you have a problem? That's so weird. That's so the fact you've even managed to like allow that into your brain as a criticism of JJK.
It's so
is
weird. And
odd.
it's like such a like it's so
No, but
funny.
who thinks that hard about a series they don't like?
Oh.
And her epilogue chapter is about her mother that she said she didn't give a fuck about. Probably
I mean, doesn't she say in the epilogue chapter, I don't give a fuck about you, but I wanted to see how grandma would react?
Something like that. I don't know. It's,
Jay deadass forgot that he put that flashback in the series, or
I
wanted
need to see the comments on this video, by the way, after we're
one
done.
easy plot
Okay.
point to pay off at the end to convince people that JJK is an abysmal dog shit. I mean, Getjay literally said that when he starts a manga, he doesn't have a theme in mind.
Alright, well, do you know what, man? Since you're such a pro, go write a series and come back to us when you're done.
Like, when he starts it, I don't know. This is such a stupid point. I guess it's such a... Like, I guarantee you the majority of the authors, like, write this way. Toriyama, the guy whose fucking character he has as a profile picture, I think I've sent the picture before, where it's like him, how he decides, like, how the story should go. He's sitting there, like, oh, I spend the first 3 days just jerking off and doing nothing. And then by the fourth day, I'm like, oh shit, I'm late on my manuscripts. And then I lock in and I finish it in 3 days. That is Toriyama. Like,
It's like how we make videos.
that is how I make videos as well.
Just makes up plot points and how to force the story
Normal
to go in those
Thursday.
directions. So I don't know why JJK fans fight this hard for a mangaka that openly doesn't give a fuck about the quality of his
Openly doesn't give a fuck.
That's
This-
just
this is
no,
such a-
that's actually just rude.
It's not even
It's just
rude. It is
disrespectful.
rude. It's disrespectful. It's like it's such a disingenuous and like, what's the word I'm looking for? Disingenuous and like negative way of framing this whole fucking statement. Like any of these could mean anything. These characters might be cool. Gege is also just like very, I don't know if humble is the right word, but he's very much like he will never say like, oh, I'm gonna write the best characters that are really well written and they have this. Like, oh, I'm gonna write some cool characters.
self-aware.
Yeah, he's self-aware. He's like, he doesn't want to like toot his own horn or whatever. So like, he's never gonna go out there and be like, I make the best series ever. I did this. I did that. He's always like kind of pushing himself down. So it's so weird to take that and use it as a way to attack. Like, oh, he doesn't give a fuck about the story. If he didn't give a fuck about the story, why is he making modulo? Why is he writing anything?
Imagine, no, but it really upsets me, right? Genuinely, that people can be like this, and it's because of the shield of the internet that you can have someone like Gege is a person, right? Who was, I think, like his family like ran a fucking shop or some shit, and bro, he had like clearly had this dream of being a mangaka. Because I've read there's like a little thing in I think it's the data book or whatever about like Gege's journey to becoming a mangaka and how much he wanted it and stuff. Like, that man had a dream of, I want to be a successful mangaka to write a generational story. And he did it to a degree way, way, way better than he probably ever imagined, right? JJK was #1 best. Do you know how mad that is? To go from, hey, I want to write a story. This is what I want to do with my life, right? And we're going to write a story and it becomes a fucking worldwide bestseller. And then just to like have people, not everyone has to like it. Of course not. You don't have to like it. But to go online and criticize it and then brazenly, boldly say the author didn't give a shit about the quality of his own fucking series is just so demeaning.
And it's just like, it just gets to that conclusion in the completely wrong, like with the wrong information. Like, this doesn't say anything about him not giving a fuck. It's just that
even sorry, go on.
no, it's stupid. Do it like even he says
Like-
here, doing it this way, I end up with a theme regardless.
Yeah, it's just like
I think in general terms, when coming up with a story, he doesn't focus on like the tiny details before making it, and then he lets it like guide himself to it. Like it's so, this is so stupid.
story and literally says that he kills off characters for shock value. JJK
We're back to that.
can slather its story and as many themes that it fails to properly develop as it wants and change the setting from a subway terrorist attack to a death game to a fast-paced showdown. But that's not going to change the fact that it's
What does that have to do with anything?
you gonna
characters
say
and story
next.
are inconsistent and barely developed, alongside being filled to the brim with plot holes. I don't even know how this guy managed to fill nearly 26 minutes in this video, given that mine is addressing his alongside bringing in more plot points, and it's 20 minutes longer for the raw audio.
Your video is an hour long.
recording, but I guess that's Brandolini's law for you. It takes twice as long for me to debunk this bullshit than it did for him to spew it out. Anyways, that's the end of this
Oh, it's
video.
okay. Ours is 3 times longer.
It is. It actually is.
So your own point has folded in on itself.
Oh,
there.
yeah, we spent 3 hours here debunking this. So like,
Your shit.
your dog shit video. You didn't even put any fucking effort into this. Like, what is this editing, bro? Like, you got fucking one PNG here.
To stop
Oh
any-
shit, it's moving a little bit. Nice. What did that take you? 5 hours to make? Probably not.
Again, I would have had no problem with this video existing if you were a fucking civil human being about it.
Look, that's my video.
I said it at the beginning. But I have a problem because it's so like it's so demean. It's just rude, and so I have all of this just because of
Let's
the
go through
fucking
the let's
attitude.
go through the comments.
I
Quick
love when
run-
they do this as well. They just fucking love heart the comments that take the piss.
Right. Well, at least the people are censuring the goat 1 mil. Why is this dude so hostile? See, everybody fucking clocked it.
I know a channel with a video that we absolutely need to make one of these for.
Oh,
I've
this
been
fucking
wanting to do it for a
banged.
while.
Did you see this?
No.
I posted it on my community tab.
Oh, I did see it. Yeah. I haven't watched the video, but I've seen it around.
Pretty good video. 837.
The manga. You shouldn't need sequels or extended material.
Okay, I'm gonna fucking crash out if I have to keep hearing this. I'm gonna end the video. Fuck
Yeah.
you, Alons. Fuck this guy. Shout out Gambler.